What's up, guys? Ruben the Taylor from MouthGuardOut podcast, episode 13. But let's do this. Before we get started with the episode, let's run the intro and we'll go from there. Peace.
Step into the ring, yeah, we taught that fight life. Yeah. MouthGuardOut podcast where we shine that bright light. Ruben the Taylor is do it up so clean. MMA fighters, every champ on the scene.
What's up, man?
What's going on,
What's
brother?
going on, brother?
Good
Guess what, guys? Episode 13, we have Angel, Superman, Ramirez. There you go. Look at that. Damn, that's Superman arms right there, brother. Guy, thank you so much, brother, for coming in. I appreciate taking your time to come out and blessing us with another episode on MouthGuardOut. As a matter of fact, you were at Dan Henderson last week.
I was.
Yeah, he actually. Yeah. I was there at the fight, and this guy texts me. I'm like, "Are you at Dan Henderson?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm at Dan Henderson." Like, I'm on my way. Right? Who you were there for? You were there for a fighter that you coach, right?
Yeah. No, so I have a kid that I coach at Granite Hills Wrestling.
Granite Hills.
Yep.
Okay.
And here it's it's a local high school here in El Cajon.
Okay.
He wrestles for me, and he took a fight.
Yes.
Literally like on a week notice.
And he won.
And he won. Yeah.
Hell
it was
yeah.
a good fight.
That was a really good fight,
Yeah.
man. Honestly, I think that was the fight of the night, man. You know, because he actually won a belt.
Yeah, he won the I think it's the Dan Hendo Junior.
The junior league?
The junior youth, yeah.
Oh, junior
title
youth.
belt, yeah.
Absolutely. So what's his plan after that now? Is he going amateur or is he still youth?
I know he wants to become a MMA fighter after.
Yeah.
I think he wants to get through high school wrestling. I hope he chooses to wrestle in college. I think that's a good route for him.
Yeah.
But afterwards, I definitely take the MMA route. I mean, kid's a female.
Hell yeah. I know it's not about him, but it's I always love giving shout outs to the upcoming youth because we're getting old, brother. We're getting old, man. Especially at my age, I ain't doing no fighting. That's why I live through you guys. And then when you introduced me, what's the little young man's name?
David Daniels.
David Daniels. Shout out to David Daniel, bro. Nothing but luck for you, man. Listen to this guy, man. That's the reason why he's on this podcast.
Thank you.
I might have you on the podcast here in about 10 years, right? David Daniels. But thank you so much again, brother, for coming out. What got you into fighting, man? I know it was like, oh my God, it's just, I always ask that question. And every time I ask the question, it's like, oh, I like to fight.
Yeah.
But there has to be something in your mind. You're like, you know what? I'm going to get into this cage. Do you do boxing?
I boxed since I was 7.
Since you were a kid. So you've been fighting all your life. So it's already in your blood.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? And the reason I ask the question like that is because I can't get a straight answer from fighters.
Oh, really?
It's just something like, I don't know, I just fight. I like getting punched. I like throwing punches. Like, if you were to tell me, Ruben, let's go fight, I'd be like, no, bro, you go ahead and stay there. Let me know how it goes. But tell me a little bit how you got into MMA or got into boxing. Did you wrestle? I mean, give me a little Superman, and we'll cover about Superman here in a second. But
sounds good.
Yeah, man. Tell me a little bit about yourself now that I have you here in the dungeon.
So I started boxing at the age 7.
Yes.
I think what happened was I got in my first street fight. I was at the ice cream man who always comes by the neighborhood.
What neighborhood was this?
This is Paradise Hills.
Oh, you're from San Diego?
I'm from San Diego.
Born and raised?
Yeah, born and raised.
Oh, cool. PH for you guys. PH. Yeah.
So I lived in Meadowbrook Apartments growing up. There's an ice cream man that always come by the neighborhood.
Okay.
And so I go there and I got the last ice cream of that flavor. I forgot what it was. I think it was some rainbow sherbet kind of.
How old were you?
7.
7 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
So me and this kid.
Travieso, bro. He's a little troublemaker.
So I got into it with this other kid because he's like, hey, that's my favorite ice cream. I paid for it. And I ate it. And I kind of knew him from the neighborhood. And
was he older than you?
Yeah, he was like 2 years older than me, I think, or a year older. And then I kind of made fun of him because I ate ice cream. And so he was like, yeah, I know. And he's like, hey, let's fight. And I was like,
already at 9 years old, he had that mentality.
At 9, I think.
I'm pretty sure that guy's in jail now.
You know,
you're going to end up in jail or prison or you're going to die.
You know, there's a saying too, like when guys from my age now, when they're like, oh, where are you from? I'm from the Brook.
Yes.
They kind of know that saying. It's, Meadowbrook Apartments wasn't the
from
best.
The Brook.
From the Brook.
Got it. Never heard of that.
Yeah, Meadowbrook Apartments wasn't the best place growing up, but I had loving parents. So, I think I came out okay.
Okay. No, you did. You did. Because you're not in jail. You're not, in prison or anything, right? Alive at that.
Yeah. And so I ended up, we squared up.
Yes.
And he punched me in my nose and then he ran away. Keep in mind, I've never seen like a fist fight. I've never been in like any confrontation.
Yeah.
And so once he punched me, I kind of like, oh, that hurt. And then as I like came to, he ran away.
Did he take the ice cream at least?
I ate it all. I ate it all.
Hell
I made sure before we fought, I got a full belly. So
you should have licked it and said, here you go, you can have it now.
Yeah, no. So he ran away. Yeah. I came home and I had been crying. Obviously, you know, so I got punched in the face.
Yes.
And, you know, from then on, my parents, you know, my dad kind of looked at my mom and was like, all right, we're going to put him in boxing. And I had been begging them too before that, like, hey, I want to do some kind of martial art.
Yeah.
My first martial art was karate.
Yes, that's exactly with me. Yeah. And that's the same thing. I got beat up, not beat up as a kid, but I got bullied. So my dad was like, okay, we're going to put you in fighting. You got to learn how to fight, kid. So I know what you're talking about.
But in karate, at a young age, they didn't allow face strikes.
No.
And literally my second day in class, I palm struck the kid in the face. Ooh. And they kicked me out.
Really?
Yeah. So
I think it was more the parents that wanted you out.
I don't know.
Because what do they call it? The sensei or the Sifu, the master there? Uh-huh. What is he, a trainer?
I think it's a sensei.
A sensei. Yeah. He'd be like, oh, fuck yeah, that's a good kid, right? I was like, oh, we got to get you out, right? All the Karens.
I think also, too, it was like a youth community area.
Got it.
So it's not your occasional, like, I think dojo is what it's called.
There you go, dojo.
You know? Uh-huh. So, so ever since then, I've always wanted to do martial arts. So
really?
My parents put me in boxing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I grew up boxing in and out of the gym. Okay. Until I was like 15 or 16. Yeah. And then I actually quit boxing. Okay. Because I started wrestling in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I started wrestling my freshman year.
Folk style?
Folk style. Yeah. And then in the off season, not till my junior year, I started wrestling freestyle and Greco.
Freestyle and Greco. Wow.
Yeah.
So you've already grown up in it. Mm-hmm. It's not like some of these fighters, and you know, and I'm referring to me as, you know, I'm in my, you know, early whatever number. I'm like, I want to get into boxing, and I think that's the reason why I'm going to use the word, I'm scared to ever get into an actual ring or you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just training, bro. I'm just training. I'm good. But since you grew up with it, it's second nature to you. Mm-hmm. You're not afraid of, like, okay, cool, I'm going to fight someone else or whatever.
Yeah, no, that concept came to me real quick. It's like growing up, obviously, I get out in street fights. Yes. And I at some point in my age, I kind of noticed this is not fair. Yes. Because I would get guys that would want to fight me. Yeah. And I'd be like, this. No. No. I could tell by his stance and his posture. Yeah. I was like, you don't know how to fight. You're about to get your shit rocked. You know.
How tall are you right now?
I am 6'1".
6'1". Yeah. So when you were thinking about that story, what were you like 10, 11 or just 10, recently?
No. For what?
Were you oversized for your age at being a kid? No, you were just a normal.
I actually was, my freshman year, I was 5'4". Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was a kind of a smaller guy.
Got it.
Growing up, I didn't get tall until I got into high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you got that growth spurt, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think going up to high school, I had to learn how to fight almost like a small guy. Get in close range.
Yeah.
Not use I didn't have range to work with, so I had to always get in close.
You know what? I started growing when I got out of the Marine Corps. But I started growing sideways. Oh, hell no, right? Yeah, so
that's because you ate good after the Marine Corps. That's why.
You know how it is, man. You know how in the military you have to, you know, eat. Well, the thing is, you're working out. Yeah, you get paid to work out, and that's one of the things that I miss about the military. But yeah, after that, it just continued. Your karate. Continued.
So after high school, my goal was to wrestle in college. Okay. But I was just not a school kid. Like, I'm a very visual learner. Yes. I couldn't put my head in the books like some kids can nowadays. Yeah. And so I ended up joining the military.
Really? Yeah. You joined the military.
I joined the military.
Man, you're one of those dumb ones. I'm just playing. That's the same thing I did. What service were you in?
I was in the Army.
On the Army? Well, thank you for your service, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. How long were you in?
Service. I was in for 6 years.
6 years. Yeah. Was it because you're MOS or you just extended?
No. So I did 4 active and then 2 reserve.
Okay, that's fine.
And then once I got out, I was just kind of done. Yeah. I needed to find a new adventure. Yeah. And honestly, the person that got me into MMA was my wife.
Really?
Yes.
Holy crap.
And it's funny because people say that like what?
Yeah. Not to bring up the military, the Army, correct? Yeah. In the Army. Mm-hmm. Did you do any type of boxing in the Army? Because I know like the Army Marine Corps, we have boxing teams there.
No. So what I did was I did wrestle in a couple opens. Okay. And it's like the United Armed Forces Open. Okay. It's a wrestling open in Colorado. Yeah. I went and did an open there. Uh-huh. And I did it twice. Okay. And then we had like a club where I was stationed. Wow. And I would wrestle with some of the guys. And there was just really just guys that wrestled in high school that missed wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they didn't wrestle in college. But that was pretty much it. There was no like actually training.
You know what's funny is
I actually didn't know about the boxing. Like they had boxing for service members until after I got out.
Come on, man. Your recruiters suck, bro. You know what's funny is I was a recruiter in the Marine Corps. I was in El Paso, Texas, and one of my kids, and I say kids, is a high school kid that I put in.
Okay.
He was a boxer. It's like, well, I want to join the Army because they have a good boxing team. And I'm like, dude, Marine Corps got a better boxing team, bro. So I even knew about the Army boxing team. Yeah. So like I said, your recruiters suck, right? And then after that, what did your wife said? Hey, babe, have you ever thought about or?
Yeah, because I would always like growing up.
How long you been married?
I've been married to my wife for coming up in 10 years.
Oh, really? Cool. Yeah. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard, huh?
No.
Yeah, it is. Happy wife, happy life. It is hard, man. It is hard.
No, I just, growing up, I had Theos and you know, that would always have fights.
Yes.
And so when we got together, I told her, I said, hey, when we buy our first house, I want to host fights. And so I would host fights when we lived in
like fights to watch.
Yeah, fights to watch.
Oh, got it. You know what's funny? Sorry to interrupt you. Is when you said Theos means uncles in Spanish is all our Theos always fight with the kids, with the nephews. So you're, all right, put the boxing gloves on and boom, 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 boom. And you go crying, no, my Theo hit me.
Bien macho.
There you go, exactly. Ven pa acá, cabrón. Right? Cool. So you wanted to host fights, right?
I wanted to host fights. And then I would always talk about MMA.
Yeah.
And like,
BJ Penn, St. Pierre.
And my wife, loving as she is, and she's like,
Yeah.
You're like, okay. Like, she knew what I was talking about.
What?
But then she just brought it up one day, and she's like, hey, why don't you train? Like, why don't you do MMA?
What's your wife's name, if you don't mind me asking?
Lisa.
Lisa, you're a bad influence, right? I'm just playing.
No, and she kind of just like, hey, why don't you just go to the gym?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll pay for it. Sign up at a gym that you want to go to.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And I was like,
wow.
Okay. And I had already known some guys that wrestled in high school that were doing MMA.
Yes.
One of the guys I knew his name was Matt Sales.
Okay.
He had gone to the same high school I had gone. He was my brother's age.
Oh, okay.
And I had kind of like shot him a DM.
Older brother or younger?
Younger brother.
Okay.
Younger brother. And I had shot him a DM and he said, oh, hey, man, come join our gym.
Yeah.
And I went to the gym and then it was actually called Alliance East.
East. I know what you're talking about. That was one of the questions I was going to ask you, man.
And
so you've been with them from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
According to Daniel Alvarez, bare knuckle fighter, he said Alliance East was one of the best freaking training centers in the West Coast, man. Mm-hmm. A lot of MMA fighters went through there, and holy crap. So guess what, guys? We have the prodigy of Alliance East, hosted by, it was Luke Faltersack, right?
Luke Faltersack was one of the coaches. Yeah. Jeff Peterson.
Jeff, the administrator.
Yes, sir.
Peterson. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And
awesome.
Yeah. And so I joined them.
Yes.
And I kind of ran into a lot of old coaches that knew me from boxing. Mm-hmm. And one of my first striking coaches, actually Frank Salgado, he saw me come in. Matt wasn't there that day.
Yes.
And so he saw me. He was like, oh, I want you here. You're signing up here. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I signed up, and literally with like 2 weeks of training, Jeff Peterson, he approached me and said, hey, do you want come to sparring?
Yes.
So I came to sparring, and I did well in the feet. I think boxing, a little, obviously, I think we started, a couple of them tried to wrestle me and they knew that I wrestled.
Yes.
But the only thing I couldn't do is I couldn't block kicks.
You couldn't block kicks?
No.
Because you're not used to blocking kicks. Nope, it's all ground game, like they call it.
Nope.
Really?
So I learned real quick. I was like, okay, I better learn how to kick. I better learn how to block kicks.
Yes.
But it took me, I started doing more kickboxing classes with Jeff.
Yes.
Muay Thai classes as well.
Yeah.
And then like another 3 weeks go by. He literally just asked me, he's like, hey, do you want to fight? I was like, yeah.
Like with him or
no,
fight?
like an actual fight.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So I took my first fight on like a month and a half of training.
Really?
Yeah.
How old were you then?
25.
So you've been in the industry, what, at least 12 years?
10 years.
10 years?
Yeah. So I started fighting 2015 was my first fight. I started training in 2014, late 2014. So 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
If you guys go on YouTube and type in Angel Ramirez MMA, that's where I saw all your fights. And I always see Jeff in the background. Yeah. And I think it was Luke. And I'm like, oh my God, we look so young back in the day, right? In that case, I'm like, man, I look so skinny back in the day. Hell yeah. So what? Other than that, I mean, you started fighting, and you're pro, correct?
Yes.
You went pro.
Yeah.
How long you been pro?
2 years. No, year.
Okay.
A year now, yeah.
A year. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're fairly new. Mm-hmm. What is your record, if I'm asking?
I'm 2-1.
2-1. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that one. Everybody always brings up the negative stuff, right? You could be 101. Everybody, well, what about that one, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, what happened on that one? Was it a close call? Was it a decision?
It was a decision.
Okay.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, we got fight of the night.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. I mean, he was a great competitor.
Yeah.
Definitely disrupted my game plan.
Really?
So he was a D1 All-American wrestler. I knew he was going to try to wrestle me. And me and my coaches had worked on a game plan. And when he shoots in to throw in the knee.
Yeah.
I ended up throwing the knee the very first round. Was like, I have a picture too. It's like inches away from hitting his chin.
Really?
I ended up landing on the chest.
And that would have been KO'd.
Probably,
right?
Probably. I hope so.
Knock on wood,
right?
Yeah.
And I can hear, as soon as I landed, I hear him go, and then he took me down.
Really?
He took me down, and then he pretty much held me the whole.
Were you already going in as a winner, or was that your? Because I know your first couple, your first one pro, I think.
That was my second fight.
That was your second fight.
I was already. I was
so you were 1-0.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
got
undefeated
it.
going into that.
Hell
fight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang it, man. That's exciting for me, man.
Yeah.
Because once again, like I said before, I lived through these fighters. That makes sense, you know. So when I was looking through your fight, I'm like, yeah, man. But, I pretend I'm there, but no, it's not. It's just you, man. Hell yeah. So then after that, what have you been doing? Because I know, and then if you guys know, we had Nadine Too Much Mandiu. Sorry, I always have to practice her Mandiu, right? You are a coach.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Because I remember when she was here, she actually gave you a shout out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I guess Jeff reached out to you and was like, Angel Ramirez. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Nadine said Angel Ramirez. And Jeff said Angel. And come to find out it was you.
Yeah.
What gym do you train out of?
So I train with the professional team.
Yes.
I train out of Game Bred Training Center in Bonita.
Okay.
And then I coach at San Diego Combat Academy.
San Diego Combat Academy.
I do all my striking work with my coach, Tony Palafox, at San Diego.
I've heard of Tony Palafox?
Palafox.
Palafox.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. So as far as training, are you training people to become fighters, or you just train them for exercise or technique?
Honestly, I'm just training fighters to help with their wrestling.
Okay.
So what I do is, Nadine Mondayu approached me.
Yeah.
When we moved gyms, actually, we were all at Victory before.
Okay.
And I kind of followed all the coaches over to San Diego Combat Academy. The mainly was Tony Palafox.
Yes.
And my jiu-jitsu coach, Andy Burke. Her husband.
Her husband. Andy Burke.
Yeah. So I followed them there. And
he's a black belt too.
He's a black belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Under Dean Lister and Jocko Wallenick.
Hell yeah.
And she had approached me at class, or as I was walking in the gym one day, and she said, hey, I know you do wrestling.
Yes.
And I was wondering if you can help with my wrestling.
Yes.
So I started working with her one-on-one and just giving her pointers on here. And she's such a fast learner.
Is she?
She literally just needed kind of just instructions on where to be and positioning in wrestling.
Because I remember when she was talking about her bare knuckle fight, she said as soon as she was done with that fight, she said, I need to practice my boxing skills. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the thing is, just because you know how to fight in one genre doesn't mean you know other things.
No. Yeah,
just because
100%.
I know Muay Thai doesn't mean I know boxing. Just because I know wrestling doesn't, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to have all these different types of elements to make you a better fighter.
Yes.
That makes sense. What do you practice? Muay Thai? I know you said Muay Thai.
I do. I'm not much of a kicker.
Okay.
Obviously, but I know how to check kicks and throw low kicks as well. I mostly train obviously boxing.
Okay.
And wrestling.
And
I should say wrestling for MMA.
Do you think that helps you in your fighting, or you think, let's just say, as a secret, what do you need work on? What would you say, if I can, focus on this more, I can become a better fighter?
Yeah.
Well, what would that be?
If I needed to focus on something?
Yeah. Because your ground game is tight.
I would honestly say jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that's being honest with you guys, and that's why I want to ask these questions. A lot of people's like, oh, no, I know how to fight. You need to do some training. No, I don't. You see what I'm saying? You probably know those type of cocky-ass fighters, right?
I mean, I know what I try to do is I try to keep an open mind wherever I go and train. Mm-hmm. I know my jiu-jitsu is not the best.
Okay.
And when I say jiu-jitsu, I mean just straight jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
If it's jiu-jitsu with punches, I feel like I have way more success.
Yes.
Because there's some positions where I'm like, this wouldn't work because I'll just elbow you in the face. I would punch you in the face. I would open you up with punches.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have to learn how to do basic jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
To kind of get better overall.
Absolutely.
I believe it's like you have to learn the fundamentals.
Yes.
It's the same thing with wrestling.
Anything, man.
You can't rush anything.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. So how often do you train?
6 days a week.
6 days a week. Because I know you coach and then you work, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to go to work. You have children, right? Mm-hmm. Two
kids. Yeah.
So you're a father, you're a coach, you're training, you're working out of 2 gyms. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It just takes a toll.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you didn't love this industry, you wouldn't be. You would have gave up. A year ago.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Not a year ago, but when you first started, when your wife said, "Hey, start fighting," and maybe you did your first fight, you're like, you know what, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
But something triggered you to say, you know what, hell yeah, I like this. Because you know what sucks, and then I'm just going off of what I've known, and correct me if I'm wrong. When you're amateur, you don't get anything.
No.
You don't get paid. If anything, you're relying on your sponsors to help you. Like if you have to go to, let's just say LA.
Yeah.
Whoa, shit, I need gasoline. I need, help me out here.
Not only that, if you're gonna stay overnight, you need to pay for a hotel. You wanna cut weight, you're gonna need a sauna.
You gotta get a sauna. Yeah. Wow.
I guess the sauna inside.
Yeah.
You need to pay for your hydration. If you're smart, right?
Yeah.
If you're a smart fighter. But in the amateurs, it's always, you should be fighting up a weight class. You should be honestly not cutting too much weight. You should be feeling good going into the amateurs. If you're going to be cutting weight, make sure you get a coach that knows what they're doing.
Yes.
Right? Because some fighters don't know how to co-weight correctly, and they just kind of go off of what they've heard or what they've seen.
And they're just exhausted in the cage, right?
Yeah.
Now, as far as you said, fight within your weight. So what's a good weight cut to, let's say, for example, you're 220?
Yeah.
You're 220. What would be the lowest weight that you would fight to cut weight? To say,
185.
Really?
Yeah.
And you would cut it?
I would cut it.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy
I've
crap.
actually, technically, I missed weight my last fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I was 5 pounds overweight. Just had a lot going on. It's no excuse. It's not. As a professional, I should have made weight.
You guys get fined too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
20%.
20%. Yeah. Wow. Now, do you find it a little bit, and then I'm just trying to use my words correctly here. Do you find it a little bit more lenient in pro fighting than it is amateur?
To miss weight?
As far as that, yeah. Because in amateur, they'll be like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. But in pro, you get fined. Sometimes they're like, you're not fighting.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, once again, I'm not in the industry, so I'm just trying to probe you to get more information.
No,
but
of course.
What do you find better that's easier? And I don't like using the word easy, but pro or amateur? Because in amateur, you're just like, okay, cool, I'm fighting, whatever. Where pro, you follow more guidelines of, what is it called? Sanctions and shit like that, right?
Obviously, amateur is going to be easier.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's kind of like your learning grounds.
Yeah.
That's where you should be picking up all these things and learning, how to cut weight. Obviously, fighting in amateur, you got to gain experience.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot different than talking about it.
Yeah.
And then being in there is way different.
Way different.
So you kind of have to go through those experiences as an amateur.
Wow.
When you go professional,
yes,
you're pro now.
Yes.
You're not only just going there, obviously, to gain experience. You're going to get paid for it.
You're going to get paid.
There's everything you have to do following up to that has to be perfect. You have to be a professional.
You don't have you can't do it for the money either, bro.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of fighters like yourself, you're at the pro level, but you also have to maintain a job. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks, I want to go to the UFC so I can be like Conor McGregor. No, bro. I'm sorry. That's like that's like hitting the lottery.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, for example, what's his name? Raul Ramos Jr.?
Oh, yeah.
Chiwiwi. He said he gets paid $10,000 a fight. And I'm like, that's not enough for you to maintain yourself.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's good for like a week and you're done.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think you have to have the passion. But one of the biggest things I always say in this industry is passion don't bring the cash in. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can use that. You can have
true.
That should be a t-shirt.
No,
passion don't bring the cash in.
And it's truth.
Yeah.
It's
true. So there has to be, and that's, I think, what I'm trying to figure out. Why are you guys wired? You see what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna go outside real quick. I'm gonna go in a fight, and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But you're doing it in this case for free as an amateur. You're getting paid as a pro, but it's once again, it's not to fulfill or to what am I trying to say here?
Fulfill a goal?
Not fulfill a goal. Supplement your actual lifestyle. Like for example, okay, babe, I can quit my job because all I'm gonna do is fight now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's hard, and I don't know, man. I don't know.
But I think it's also just to follow a dream.
You think so?
I think so. And it's to follow a goal because eventually, it's with everything.
Yeah.
Right? You can give your best in everything to something and still come up short.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same factor.
Yeah.
All these fighters are giving up battling and, giving up their world to fight to hopefully eventually become, a Conor McGregor, a Dustin Poirier, Alex Pereira, Max Holloway, one of those guys.
But is it worth it? And once again, I'm being ignorant here, guys, but so please don't think that I'm being dumb or I'm being ignorant. But is it worth it putting your body at stake to get to that level? Because let's just say, how old are you, if you mind me asking?
I'm 34.
You're
33. 34.
What's the top age for MMA where, like, dude, you're too old? It's like football. You're in there, 40?
I mean, that's a hard question, too. Because there's some guys, I think everyone's different. Yeah. I mean, you see some old heads in there that are still competing.
Let's just say
Jorge Masvidal.
Let's just say 45. You see what I'm saying? Let's say, so you have 5 good years to do what you got to do, and then at 41, boom, I'm done. So you can go back and look at your legacy and be like, okay, look what I did. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, what is your amateur record?
My amateur record was 4-2.
4-2. Yeah. Okay, so total, you've probably had less than 20 fights or 20 fights, but that's 20 fights that... Holy crap, your body, your mind, your scars. I actually sent me one picture. You had a big cut right here. Yeah. I'm just looking at your face. I'm like, where's that cut? I can still see a little bit of the scar, but
I heal good.
For you, there you go, right? It's the what's it called? It's the good genes, right? No. But at the end of the day, it's just more, this is what you want to do. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out why these guys are crazy, because to me that's just psychopath, but it's okay. But then again, like myself, we went to war. Yeah. I was in Iraq and all that, so I think it's a little bit of being psycho, a little bit of the adrenaline, a little bit of being in the fight, just to say, look where I was at. Yeah. And that's how I compared to you. So cool. Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much for giving me that insight. Once again, I'm learning here, guys, so please don't think that I'm trying to ask stupid questions. To me, they're intelligent questions because I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's why I always have the fighters. Now that I know Angel's at a pro level, I want to ask those questions because maybe one day I might write a book. I don't know what I'm saying. I might write a movie about all these fighters, right? Hell yeah. Well, let me do this, bro. If you don't mind, I do this in every show. I like to give you guys a toast. Okay. That makes sense. So one of the ongoing jokes is Pellegrino sponsor the show. This is my favorite water, mineral water. I don't know if you ever had Pellegrino before. No, I don't like drinking regular water. It's just boring. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Since we were talking about Nadine earlier, she called it static water. It tastes like static.
I did watch that episode.
Yeah, there you go. So
let's give it a try.
Brother, do you speak Spanish?
Sí.
Salud, brother. Salud. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. But here we go. Hopefully you'll like it. Staticky, right? Nadine's static water, right? Hell yeah. I just like it because to me water is boring. Mm-hmm. So every time I go to the gym, instead of putting water in my what is it called? My water bottle, I actually put this with some electrolytes in there. Oh, okay. You see what I'm saying? Okay. I used to drink a lot of soda. So
I know what will make you like water.
What?
Do a weight cut.
A weight cut. Yeah. I know, right? Hell yeah.
Do with one of these fighters and do their weight cut. Oh man!
Oh my God!
I tell you, when the first sip of water after weigh-ins,
it's the best.
The best.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
So, you guys don't have weight clauses, right?
What do you mean?
Meaning, okay, I'm going to cut weight.
Yeah.
There's some promotions where you have what's called a weight clause, meaning I can't drink water. You have to stay that same weight until the fight.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah. I've never had that happen to me at all. But
so
I have heard of it.
So if I cut 20 pounds and then I weigh in and I make weight, I can go to the restaurant and eat 10 pizzas and go back to the weight that I was. As long as I make weight, it doesn't matter the weight when I fight.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to eat pizza, but
no, I know that.
I know what you mean.
I mean facetious. Yeah.
Yes, you can. Really? You can honestly, like, I think after weigh-ins, I've gained 30 pounds.
After a weigh-in?
After a weigh-in.
How soon was the fight? The next day or
the next day?
And you gained 30 pounds?
30 pounds.
Holy shit.
I think.
Was that on purpose?
No. It's just rehydrating my body, getting it back to
You dropped
normal.
that much?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I think, honestly, this was a terrible weight cut. I forgot what was going on and what I had going on.
Yeah.
For one of my amateur bouts, I was fighting for a belt. I had to cut 24 pounds in 12 hours.
Uh-huh. Really?
12 hours, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was brutal.
I always bring this up because it's always shocking to me. I had the Daniel Alvarez, bare knuckle fighter.
Yeah.
He said he lost 36 pounds in a week. In 4 days. 30 guys.
Yeah.
I always say this.
Shout out to Daniel. That's
Daniel Alvarez, bare knuckle. He's doing
insane.
some projects. I'll tell you off camera because he told me not to say, but I'll tell you what he's doing.
Gotcha.
But I've been trying to lose 20 pounds in the last 20 years, and it's not working for me, man. What am I doing wrong, man? You know what's funny? Who told me? Sarah Valencia. She's a Sparsar champ. She was sitting next to us at dinners, and she says, you need to go through a camp.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit. So I want to talk to Kim or Jeff and say, hey, can you put me through a camp?
They could. That's the perfect people to ask.
Really?
Let's do a good camp.
Hell yeah. Now, speaking of Jeff, the administrator, I always like saying that, the administrator Peterson. How do you know Jeff, man? Because once again, I know we spoke off camera at the fight last week and how all this, but I want the listeners to know, obviously because of Lion East, but how did you guys hook up? Like, hey, what's up? I'm Jeff, and next you know, the rest is history.
Yeah, I think Jeff from the beginning kind of just became a good friend because we started training together, and that, you know, as stories are told, you know, you become brothers with the people that you train with. You know,
it's family, bro. It's time. That's what I noticed.
Big time, and we just became good friends.
Good.
You know, obviously he was that one that got me into fighting.
Yeah,
he got me my first fight, and then after that, he was just getting me more fights.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know anybody.
Oh, he was the one. Hey, you want to fight?
Yeah. He was like, hey, you want to get in a fight? I was like,
hell yeah.
Sure.
You want to get in a fight? Let's go in the alley real quick. Right.
So he got me my first fight.
Okay.
And after that, you know, obviously went great.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anybody at the time.
Yeah.
He knew the promoters and the matchmakers, and he just kind of threw my name out there. It was very hard in the beginning because no one wanted to fight me because I was a wrestler.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you know what? And back in that day, you didn't have footage.
No.
You know, it's not like you can go on Google or YouTube and Angel Ramirez. Oh, shit.
I think what it was, too, was
rumors,
back
bro.
then, you had to sign up at Camo MMA, and you had to put your background. So I would put boxing and wrestling.
You could have lied.
I could have actually. I think
my dad is Ken Shamrock. Gracie's my uncle.
Yeah. So I put boxing and wrestling, and I think, you know, obviously with social media, they saw my first fight. Yeah. And they're like, oh, this dude's a wrestler. There's no way, you know. But that's how it started. Just Jeff finding me in the local scene, you know. You know,
speaking of Jeff, I had Jeff Creighton, Jazzy Jeff. He said that nobody in California wants to fight him.
No.
He's like, I forgot his number, 18-2-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
So he has to go to Texas, Virginia, Georgia to fight because nobody here wants to fight him.
I know. I remember him being in the scene when I fought for Epic. I think he actually might have fought on the same card as me. I'm not too sure. But
he was 18
I've heard of him. Yeah, I think he fights at 170.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
And then I've seen some of his fights online. They obviously pop up.
Yeah.
I think he fought for A1 Combat, the Uriah Faber one.
He
right?
did. And he also did Melee.
And he's good.
Yeah. Shout out to Jazzy Jeff. Jazzy Jeff. He was also part of Dan Henderson.
Oh, okay.
He was Dan Henderson for a while, and then now I think he's part of Poway. He's in Poway. I think it's A1 Combat.
Oh, so he's back in San Diego?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Who was he with before? Do you know? He wasn't with Dan Henderson all this time.
No. I would have to watch the episode again.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So, Jazzy Jeff, comment right there. This is a question for you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So you've known Jeff for 10 plus years. Really?
Yeah.
Way before he got married, right?
Way before he got married.
Really?
Yeah.
I know you were telling me a story about how. I'll let you do it.
Yeah. No. So we're
talking crap about you, Jeff.
So and obviously, you know, we became good friends.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
good.
I ended up getting an apartment with my wife, and we had another extra kind of like a small bedroom.
Yes.
And so at the time, he was looking for a place to live, and I told him, I said, hey, like, you want to be my roommate?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, of course. So
because he used to live at the gym.
Yep. And like a little supply like area where we hold all our pads and boxing gloves or cleaning supplies. He would have his bed right there.
Oh,
so he moved in with me.
The struggle was real.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Every true fighter.
Yeah.
And so he ended up moving in with me and my wife.
Yeah.
And he lived with me for like half a year. And it was, you know, just pretty much bros hanging out. We'd wake up, go train. I would go to work at night though. And then obviously I'd get off work and then go train with him as soon as I got off. Yeah.
So if you don't mind, man, before I want to watch some of your fights.
Of course.
Okay, and I want to watch the first one with Akeem Gilmore. I don't know if that was your premiere fight. It wasn't that epic because I know you have some epic fights.
So my first fight, which everyone from San Diego knows what the chicken coop is.
The chicken coop.
The chicken coop.
Chicken coop. If you guys know what the chicken coop, make sure you put the chicken coop.
And I think it was Explode at the time.
Okay.
Explode Fights or something like that.
Got it.
That's actually when I showed up to fight, or when I weighed in, the first fighter that I was supposed to fight, I remember his coaches giving us crap like, "Oh, what's his background? What's his background?"
Yeah.
And they told him, "Well, he's a wrestler."
Yes.
So what? That guy didn't want to fight me.
Really?
Yeah. So he stepped into the test, or he weighed in.
Yes.
They didn't want to fight me. So that dropped out.
Wow.
Then this other guy came, weighed in, saw me, and then miraculously got sick.
Really?
Yeah, he got sick. He couldn't fight.
Wow.
Then I think, honestly, I'm going to say, I think it was just some guy off the street they paid.
Some homeless guy. Hey, here's $20. You want to fight? Yeah.
And I think they said that he had fought some pro fighter before. They were like, oh, he's fought in pro fights before. Yeah. But I think this is some guy they paid.
Wow.
And so he ended up getting in the cage with me.
Yeah.
So I had somebody to fight because I had like over 100 people there to come watch me. So
I always say this. I always tell Jeff. I said, hey, if you need any fighder, I'm always on the sidelines right here. Give me a call. I'll jump in.
Yeah.
Just let me take my suit jacket off, man.
There you go. Beat somebody up.
Hell yeah. Shit. I'd be what is it called? The can. I'll be the tomato can. I'm the guy that if you need your record padded, I'm the guy right here. So make sure you give me a call. Make sure you comment below.
Pay the man though.
Yeah, you got to pay me. You got to pay me in Pellegrinos though. That's my only payment, Pellegrinos. Now, really quick, you fought in Mexico.
Yes.
Tijuana or Mexico City? Tijuana. Really?
Yep.
How in the hell was it? UWA or UWC?
UWC.
UWC.
Yeah. Ultimate Warrior Challenge.
Ultimate Warrior Challenge. And was that your pro debut?
That was my pro debut.
Pro debut. Watch that fight, guys. Oh my God. It was against it wasn't Cesar Buda, was it?
Yeah, Cesar Buda.
It was him. It was him. Tell me, how'd you got that gig? How does, and once again, I'm being ignorant here, but how do you get gigs internationally? Because technically Tijuana is international because it's Mexico.
Yeah.
But is it the matchmakers or how does that happen?
So my coach, Tony Palafox, on side gigs, he knows a lot of cut men.
Okay.
Matter of fact, a lot of fighters in San Diego, they'll know him because when he goes to promotions, a lot of promoters ask him to wrap the fighter's hands.
Yes.
So he wraps hands and he's like the cut man.
Got you.
So he did a couple shows for UWC, and when I was looking to make my pro debut, there was a couple promotions that I was talking to like LFA, Lights Out. There was one other one in Arizona. I can't think of their name.
Is it Bellator?
No, not Bellator. There's one in Arizona. I can't remember.
Invicta?
The name.
No, I'm just playing. That's for the girl. Invicta FC. Yeah. I told Kaz if I ever start fighting, I want to fight for Invicta. Hey. Anyway,
it's a free country. You can do what you want, right?
Yeah, I think that stuff's over now.
Yes. Well, no. So my coach hit up the owner of UWC and said, "Hey, I have a fighter. You know, like if you can match him up." You know,
okay, cool.
Like, let's get him a fight. And I was fighting a guy who was 3-0. I think all knockouts, Caesar.
That was Buda?
That was Buda.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he was 2 or 3-0, but all his fights were my knockout.
Really?
Yeah, except one. I think one decision. But he was very known as a brawler.
As a brawler.
Like, he would just knock guys out.
Yeah, he looked like a brawler.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we took the fight.
Yeah.
I got a good camp. It was like 7 weeks.
Yeah.
My coach actually introduced me to a new gym. Where I train now at a Game Bred Training Center.
Okay.
With Herman Tirado.
Got it.
So I did a full camp with them.
Yeah.
For this fight or for that fight.
Now, once again, here's another ignorant question. Because you fought in Mexico, does that count towards your numbers?
Yes.
Oh, it does. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, got you. So, if you were to just fight in Mexico, let's just say, you know what, I'm gonna be like the what is it called, the lucha libre.
No.
So, no.
Yeah.
So, but
I think what it's called is sanctioned and unsanctioned fights.
Got it.
A sanctioned fight.
Okay, so unsanctioned is even if you won, you wouldn't keep that number.
I don't think so. No.
Oh, that sucks. But that's going to be more practice for you then, more training, whatever the case may be. Now, speaking of Mexico, they call you Superman.
Yeah.
How long have you had that name, Superman?
Since the amateur days.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I know, once again, I know you can't give yourself a name, your own name, but who blessed you, who baptized you and said, Amas Damas, you are now Superman?
I think it was my wife who was kind of giving me that name because I wear glasses.
Okay.
So I don't have it on right now. I wear, yes. So because I have my hair slicked to the back.
Yeah.
She was kind of like throwing the name around, and then at the gym, everyone was kind of.
I'm gonna take that name.
I'll
take Clark Kent. Right?
No, they were like, yeah, you kind of do. She was calling me like, you look like a Mexican Superman.
A Mexican Superman.
Yeah, so because my hair is to the side, I
Super way.
Yeah.
Super way. Hey, pinche way. Right? Hell yeah.
And then she, it just kind of stuck. And so,
okay, cool.
And then Jeff kind of laughed too, and he was like, "No, yeah, you're Superman because
you're Superman."
And so,
hell yeah.
It just kind of stuck. And just kind of threw. And honestly, when I became a professional, I was like, I'm sick of that name. I don't want that nickname no more. But it's all over the internet, so everybody just kept on it. So I.
What would your name would have been? It's like if you were to give yourself a name.
I don't know.
Because supposedly in this,
rooster.
the rooster,
the rooster,
El Gallo. That's,
El Gallo.
El Gallo. Well, that's already taken by Jake Paul. El Gallo.
Yeah.
That's a sick ass name, though.
I mean, it is.
That's a sick ass name.
It is. Yeah.
What's it called? Supposedly, I was talking to Kim, and she said that the coaches give you your name. Mm-hmm. I said, well, in that case, my name would be the dumbass because every time I'm hey, dumbass, pay attention, man. Oh, shit. 1, 2, 2, 2. Oh, so. Hey, dumbass. Yeah, so my name, Ruben the dumbass. So I'm like, shit. Right? Hell yeah, man. So, Mexico, was it fun or?
Oh, I had a great time.
Really? Would you fight there again?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. We were actually supposed to fight there again.
When?
They just never hit me back up.
Got it.
I beat their guy, and then we were trying to get fights with some other guys. Even actually, after my fight, I kind of like I was kind of like, I see a lot of middleweights out here, and kind of was like pointing and looking at some guys, like, what's going on, guys? Let's fight. Kind of giving, because so I hablo español.
Sí, hablo español.
And when I was in the back, some other guys that were there were talking in Spanish and talking shit about me.
Pinche pocho, cabrón.
And so, exactly. Right? And so I don't think they understood that I speak Spanish, and me and my coach were kind of looking at each other like, these dumbasses.
Hell yeah.
So after my fight,
the dumbass.
So after these guys, I was kind of like, all right, I want to come back and fight. I want to fight for this organization again. I told my coach, tell the promoter, I want these guys. And there was kind of like some of the guys that were like the mainstream guys that were fighting on the main card.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So, but, obviously the opportunities never arose. I got other opportunities. And then I took another fight a couple months after that.
Okay.
Then we were talking about the fight with the wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got it. Hell yeah, man. Well, if you don't mind, what I want to do is I want to pull up that fight.
Of course.
Okay, and then I want to pull up my favorite fight, which was the one with Akeem Gilmore, taking you back, right? Taking you back. So if you don't mind, let me do this, man. Let me pull it up real quick, and I have it right here.
Okay.
And then if, like I always ask the fighters, is I want you to comment like as if you were the announcer there.
Got it.
That makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
I had Daniel Reyes here a couple weeks ago, and he was watching his fight, and he was getting like,
amped up.
I'm like, bro,
I'm there right now.
Bro, relax, bro. I told him, I said, hey, I got gloves in the back, man. If you want, man, I'll throw my wife gloves on, and you can throw your gloves off. What's funny is sometimes when I go box, because that's my wife. She's starting boxing, but I've been boxing for almost 2 years now.
Okay.
And
at Valiant.
At Valiant, Valiant trainer. Shout out to Kim, the Killer Panda Peterson. Yeah. She's actually my coach, and it's badass, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You see your first fight?
Did I see her first? Oh yeah, I was there.
Oh, you were?
I was there, bro. I was there her first and her second fight.
We were watching it live, and I've known Kim.
Yes.
For years, and it was just like, honestly, that I remember seeing that fight, and we were watching it on the TV, and I was like, yeah,
I know, right?
We did a kickboxing tournament together. And so I've known her way back. Like, we've actually trained together, weight cut together.
Yes.
So when I saw that, I was happy for her. She beat the shit out of that girl.
That was second awesome. Round.
Yeah.
I never went to a MMA fight.
No.
When we started.
Who was your first one?
Kim.
Oh, wow.
Never did I go to MMA. I never had any aspirations to, whatever. You know, people talk about, freaking BJ Penn, blah, blah. Yeah. And I slowly started knowing about MMA. But then Kim was our personal coach for my wife and I.
Oh, wow.
So we started, she was our personal coach for a couple months. And then all of a sudden we walk into the gym to Valiant and I see a picture of her on a fight card. I'm like,
you fight?
What is this? What is this? She goes, yeah, I'm fighting.
Yeah.
I said, we got to go.
Yeah.
We got to freaking go. And we went up there, and congratulations to her. And she's 2-0 right now, which is good. I don't know what her future plans are, and I don't want to bring anything up, but I mean, she comes from a good team.
Yeah.
She comes from a good team.
Not only that, but again, like I told you earlier, I'm a coach as well, and I coach, youth wrestlers.
Yes.
I've been to jiu-jitsu tournaments. She's a great coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Angel, if you don't mind, I would love to see your. I don't know if this was your first fight. It was with Akeem Gilmore. Was that your first fight?
It was my first fight.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the one where Jeff's like, "You want to fight?"
Yeah.
Cool. So what I'm going to do, like always, guys, I'm going to superimpose it on the actual video, and I am going to give credit to G2F Sports Film and Entertainment.
In 2015.
In 2015, man. How much did you weigh back in the day, man?
Same I weigh now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. This fight was at 185.
Oh, I always say this. When I always think about years past, I was like, I was like 30 pounds ago. Instead of saying like 5 years ago, I was like, it was like 30 pounds ago. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
All right.
180 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow. Nitro red corner. Alliance.
Specific with the red, huh?
Yeah.
I hear we were staring at each other. I started smiling.
Wow.
He started smiling too. It was kind of mad dogging each other a little bit.
Wow. Did you meet this
guy? I definitely
guy?
had the height. No.
No?
No, I met him. I didn't know who he was until he walked into the cage.
Oh, wow.
And then in the back there's Jeff Peterson and Jeremy Mahone.
Who's that holding the sign? Angel Ramirez.
I think that's my mom and my brothers.
No,
so you see that whole back area? That's
all you.
All me.
They must have loved you for selling tickets, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. There's your low kicks.
Yeah. And that's why it's funny too, because I just started practicing it too. And then right there, he caught me with the right hand. I was pissed. I was like, all right, now I'm going to walk forward. And
do you know his record?
It was like 1-2 or 1-3 or something like that.
Got it.
I was just listening to Jeff, not to walk into anything.
Oh, there's Jeff right there in the blue.
And I threw it right hand. I knew he had no wrestling.
Boom.
That was just a little extra. I just wanted to slam him on his head.
Is that his coaches in the back?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And then right here, he tried to go for the guillotine, but I could just tell it wasn't tight at all. I just had to wait for the position and then pop my head out. Then I just started landing.
Yeah.
Got on top. That was over right there. And he tapped, I think, right here.
And they stopped it.
Yeah, they stopped it.
Damn it.
Yeah. I was stoked. It was like my first fight, so I really didn't know how to react.
Yeah. Are you one that climbs the cage?
Yes. Yeah, now I do, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Especially, I did on my first pro fight. I did, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. He's yelling at him.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not getting your sneakers back.
You give him little props there.
Yeah, that's all good. Hey, at least in the ring.
Yeah.
In the cage.
Dang, so long ago.
That shirt, bro.
Yeah, no, Alliance East.
Yeah.
So funny story about that bandana you see right there, the Mexican bandana.
Yes.
I got that signed by my favorite fighter.
Chavez. Chavez.
No. Cain Velasquez.
Cain Velasquez. Don't know who that is.
No. Oh, you know who Cain Velasquez is? OG, man.
Oh, man.
First Mexican-American UFC champion.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, Cain Velasquez was my favorite fighter growing up. And I met him actually on the naval base. He was at the Navy Exchange doing signatures.
Oh, wow.
And so I met him and he signed my flag.
So that was more like a good luck charm there.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
You know, because I'm Hispanic, I'm proud of my heritage.
There you go.
So when I saw he was doing something similar, he would always walk out with the Mexican flag wrapped around his glove, not like a bandana, like a flag or anything.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do all that, so I just wanted to hold it like same thing, same tradition that he had.
Got you. Got you. Were you already out of the service here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You look like a little kid, man. You look like you're 16 years old, right?
Yeah. I look young. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, my family was stoked too.
1 minute into the first round, guys.
So many pro fighters too that I know now that fought for Bellator and like UFC fought in the same night I did too as well.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure actually Nadine trains with her, I think, or used to train with her. I don't know if she's retired or not, but Lima McFarlane, I think her name was. She fought on the same card. I think she fought right after me too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
knocked the mic down. I don't think I've ever seen that.
That's a blooper right there. You're supposed to go like
yeah,
that,
no,
right?
yeah.
You knocked
Pump
it
my
out.
chest and knocked this mic off.
Hell yeah. Dude, that was a fast-ass fight.
Yeah.
Man. Hell yeah. Look at that. Look at his smile. He's ready to fight. I told you I got gloves in the garage, man. You can wear the pink ones, though.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
I'm
man.
with that.
Oh, man. Yeah. So after that, you just, when's my next fight? Because that's a lot of mentality. They're like, okay, I already won, but what happens is sometimes you lose. Does that not depress you, but does that reduce your confidence?
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
You learn from it, right?
You lose, and it's I guess in a sense a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
But honestly, I could care less. Like,
oh, really?
I have great coaches that kind of taught me. We're going to learn from our mistakes.
Absolutely. And no due respect, it's also amateur because once you go pro, it's gone.
Yeah.
Got you.
That kind of stays. Even as a pro, you know, you got to learn you got to learn from your losses.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Yeah, but that's how you get better, man.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And what's funny is not funny, but now since you have YouTube, everybody has phones. You could always watch your fight in different angles. You see what I'm saying? Did you record it? Yeah, I recorded. All right, send me that. Or did you record it? So now you have all different vantage points. You'd be like, damn it, that's where I missed. Or that's where I got him and all that. So
and it's all strategy.
Yeah.
It's all called strategy.
Yeah.
I do it a lot with my youth kids too. I get a video record of their matches and I see from different angles because someone can have a different point of view.
Yes.
You know, like, oh, this angle, you can't get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing with the fights. Like, I didn't see that right hand. Where did he land the right hand? And then you see it from this angle. Oh, he did land the right hand.
He did land it. So. Dang. Hell yeah. Well, I wanted to go over your other fight, and it looks like it's still loading. So if we don't mind, we're going to come back to the UWC fight.
Yep.
Okay. That was a good fight of mine. Okay. And you did an interview in Spanish, right?
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah. So this guy speaks Spanish. He's international. Rico Suave. What's up, girl? Yeah, man. Let me see. Let me go back to... Hell yeah, man. Yeah.
The funny thing about that is too, si estoy hablando con usted aquí, hablo español muy bien.
Okay.
No, lo puedo practicar en español. But whenever I get put on the spot, just like...
Well, you know what's funny?
I sound, like you said, pocho.
Pocho.
Yeah.
I always tell my mom, ¿cómo se dice? But I don't know, maybe because I don't know, no idea. Do you speak any other languages?
No. My brother speaks Russian.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I...
Is his last name Putin?
No.
He's adopted. He's from Russia. Hell yeah.
His last name's Nurmagomedov.
Oh, hell yeah. What do you think of that camp, bro? Did you watch 311?
No.
No, you didn't watch it with Islam? No? It was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I gotta watch it. No.
Yeah. Yeah. What's it called? Umar fought and Islam Makhachev fought. And obviously...
Oh, you meant the event?
Yes, the
Oh, I
event.
thought you meant like a 311, some series.
UFC 311.
No, yeah. I saw it. Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I knew Islam was gonna win.
Yeah.
No freaking disrespect to Moricano. He's a dog for showing up on a day's notice.
Yeah, on a day's notice. You think he would have beat Omar?
Who?
His original fighter? You think he would have beat him? Because remember, his back hurt or whatever.
Azukian that he was supposed to fight?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No. I think Islam would have won that.
Yes.
I mean...
Yeah,
Azukian could have a good chance. That dude was looking good going into that fight. I mean, he was shredded. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him that good of a shape. But the fight that I liked the most was the Umar versus Merab.
I didn't see that
one. That was a co-main event.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Hell yeah. Well, unfortunately, we had technical difficulties with the actual UWC fight. It was an awesome fight. So if you guys have UFC Fight Pass, they could just look at you, right?
Yeah.
They can find you in there. So if you have UFC Fight Pass, by all means. And we also try to log in right now, and it wasn't working because I know everybody, you should have logged in. You should have hooked up to the satellite. I don't know how to do that, guys. I'm a one-man show here. But we're going to go ahead and pop some more bottles real quick. Salud otra vez.
Hard crack.
Salud.
Salud.
Static water. Nadine, that's the word from now on, static water. Matter of fact, he likes it now.
It's not bad.
So Pellegrino, I just made another customer, guys. So go ahead and sponsor the show.
Sponsor this man, please.
Yeah. You imagine if they came back. And what I want to do is every episode, I always say sponsor the show. So I'm going to make a video of me, sponsor the show. Yeah. And we're just going to tag them and just keep bugging the shit out of them.
Sounds good to me. Tag me in it. I'll tag it.
There you go.
Post it.
You know what's funny is even if I were to, let's just say I got free Pellegrino for a year, I would want to present you guys with a case. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. It's healthy.
It's healthy. It's good water, man. It's Italian. Italiano. It's like, pizza. I don't know. Yeah. Maravilla. If you don't mind, let's... Bellissimo. Mario, Luigi. Right? Well, let's do this. I watched this one too. Okay. The one with David Boyko.
Yep.
If we can watch that one instead.
That's fine.
Is that cool?
Yeah,
cool. Let's watch it. And once again, I want
you
you to... It says GoPro here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Harvey Cast.
Yep.
Shout out to Harvey Cast or Harvey Cast. I met you at... He was at Dan Henderson.
I saw him.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he was like, aren't you fighting tonight? I was like, no, not me.
Oh, hell yeah. He's been around the game for a while.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
Cool, man. All right, so if you don't mind, give me the inside scoop on the Angel. This was Epic 30. Mm-hmm. They're actually going to be, next week is going to be Epic 60. I would be there because Daniel Reyes is going to be there. I know, right? Back when I was 180 pounds. When I graduated boot camp, I was 163.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went into boot camp weighing 204. So in the 3 months, I lost a lot. And now I'm past that, so I surpassed that. See, never give up.
You know what's funny? Because when I went into boot camp, I weighed in 8 pounds heavier. Mm-hmm. Going in, I was 157 pounds. And I weighed 165.
65.
Yeah.
Was that your ideal weight for the Army? Because I know we have different weight standards.
Yeah. I was tall and skinny. I was like 165. The heaviest I got was like 170.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, so I'm going to play this real quick. Once again, guys, I am going to superimpose this here, and I am going to give credit to Harvey Cast. He just posted the Dan Henderson fight.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. So if you go on his channel.
Watch it, yeah.
Once again, it's different.
He posted all the fights?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
So I can hear his coaches on this side.
Yeah, that's his coaches on this side.
Yeah.
So right here I got caught. We were throwing, and I get caught, so I dive for a shot. I was like, dang it.
But you flip him, though.
Yes.
Is it on first round or second?
That's the second round. So right here, he's kind of pressing me against the cage.
Yeah.
I knew he had a little bit of wrestling background, but cage wrestling's a lot more different. So right here, I was like, all right, I got to press him against the cage. He had no defense towards this spot, Greco wrestling right there. And then right here, I just had a body lock, and I just put him on his back.
Wow.
And then right here, it's just kind of it's kind of a waiting game right here. Right here, you can tell I have no jiu-jitsu. Right here, I'm supposed to lay my hips right on top of him. Right here, I almost had him in like a crucifix position on top.
And there's names for everything that you do. Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I noticed that because when I was at Henderson, Joe Stevenson was sitting next to me.
Oh, yeah.
And he just blah, blah. Yeah. I'm like, dude, those are like this weird name. What is Kimura?
Kimura, yeah.
Seatbelt.
Yeah. Anaconda.
Yeah.
You're supposed to get him. Yeah, he is. Too bad. No. So right here.
That's like the best coaching because the coach is like whispering your ear.
So right here, it's like a better position for me to be in half guard to punch. So I try to stay in half guard as best as possible and just try to punch as best as he could. He blocked a lot of them. Right here, actually, I think it's Chris Lieben.
Yes.
And Jeff Glover.
Okay.
Announcing. So they were announcing this fight right here. But every time he got up, just grabbed this, like body locked around his hips and just brought him right back down.
You know what I hear? I heard a lot is put your head on his
chest.
In his chest.
Yeah.
What does that do?
I think it breaks his posture and he can't build up. Right. If I don't want to be there a lot, but to drive into a position, I want to put my head in his chest to kind of break his posture and put it back down.
Yeah.
And right here, I started slamming those hammer fists.
Yeah, I heard. Not in this fight, but another fight that I've heard. It goes, put your hand in his chest, make him uncomfortable. Yeah. Make him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I think this is where you slam him.
Right here,
what is that, a reverse slam?
I had to be a little bit more technical when I came in. I wanted to, like, it's like the old Cain Velasquez thing. Shout out to Cain Velasquez. When he thinks I'm wrestling, I'm boxing. When he thinks I'm boxing, I'm wrestling. So that kind of worked right here. This part, I set this up because right here I could have rode and threw in legs. Yeah. But I was like, I'm going to get back for you dropping me in the first round. Right there. Right here. Boom. So I was like, WWE that was a little get back. And he actually scrambled out. He scrambled out of this position. I busted at the back of his head. He was bleeding from the back of his ear.
Oh, shit.
But he ended up scrambling out of that position. Shout out to him. But
hell yeah.
I just won the scramble and got right back on top. And then I knew from that scramble right here, he was gassed. I was like, all right, now I'm on top. I'm in control. He was throwing little short shots, but it wasn't really hurting.
Yeah.
But again, this is going back to like the amateur days. Yes. Like I should have done more here and try to pass them out. But it's like shows the inexperience that I had, you know. All I knew right here was half guard. This is my second fight.
Your second fight?
My second fight, MMA or amateur
From the
fight.
Gilmore guy. Mm-hmm. Man, Epic looks so different. Right? There's no lights. It's just...
I haven't been to an Epic event recently, but I've heard it's evolved.
It's a good production, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jason and Harvey and all those guys have done a really good job.
Yeah.
I ran into Jason, too.
He was there.
Yeah.
He was there. Was Jason the owner here still? Or?
Yes.
He was? Okay.
Has he always been the owner? I'm pretty sure he's always been the owner.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has.
The time I went to Epic is when David and Nasty Nate were fighting. David Morales.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and Momo.
Yeah, Momo. Yeah, and Jarquin. Nasty Nate Jarquin.
Shout out to Momo.
Yeah.
He actually, I remember.
He was a Cage Warriors.
I remember with him, Nasty Nate. Who else is there? The guy that just recently fought, is it Jaden? Jaden
Longoria.
This is the third round. But when they all were like kind of just taking classes, they weren't fighters yet.
Yeah.
So
but that was back at Alliance. Yeah. What's his name? Leon Shalom? Or
Leon Shalom, I ran into him too, yeah. Shout out to Leon. But same thing, took him down beginning of he had he couldn't stop my wrestling, so I just took him down and then stayed in the same position. The half guard position, kind of just sitting down. That's half guard? That's half guard. I'm sitting down on his leg right there.
Got it.
And then just kind of holding him down. He's, what he's supposed to do is he's supposed to put his left knee right here, trying to put it in between my hips and try to scramble up to get to his feet, but he didn't do that, so I just kind of stayed here. A couple times you can see I'm trying to bring my foot over this leg and try to pass into full mount, but I was like, fuck that. I'm just gonna
You have to think about 10 different things at once.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. I honestly just try to listen to my corner. So right here in my corner is Jeff Salgado and Jeff Peterson.
There he is.
This was my first striking coach, was Jeff Salgado. Or sorry, Jeff. Frank Salgado.
Frank Salgado. Yeah, I heard that. Get your knee through.
Yeah. And that's what he's supposed to do and try to scramble. I just kept holding him down. And this was like the only one that, I think my only amateur fight that didn't end in a finish.
Okay.
Yeah. Just here, just controlling him. Same thing. Head, like you said, head in his chest, head in his chin, controlling his posture, and then just land punches when I could. I hate this part right here, too, because I think in this part he does land an elbow, and I look up at the ref like, what the heck? Just complaining. I was like, I should have just freaking elbowed him back.
Oh, because there's no elbow in amateur.
There's no elbows, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he came back and tried to elbow me like this, and I was like complaining to the ref. I looked up at him like, what the heck?
What the hell?
Yeah. But then right here, I was just, the round ended, I knew I won right here. I was like,
let's say he threw an elbow. Mm-hmm. Does that points they take away?
I think it's a warning, and then it's a what's it called?
Points.
Points.
Got it. Yeah. And then you're just pissed off because he threw a fucking elbow, right?
I was just after that so much. But I can tell, I knew in his face he knew he lost. I knew I won.
Oh, good. Well, you were on top the whole time.
Right here, I cut that weight that morning, and my dumbass freaking chugged a gallon of water. So I felt a little sluggish going in, and I wasn't all there, my freaking, I felt like I was
Does that mess with your cardio or your endurance?
Yeah, just because last thing you want to do is feel lethargic.
Yeah.
You're already going to feel kind of funny because of the adrenaline.
Yeah.
And you want to kind of hone into that.
Yes.
But this one, I was like, when we started going, I was like, for some reason, I was like, oh, I want to throw up. You know? And it's because I think my hydration process wasn't. And Jeff was the one that told me. He was like, it's because you drink a gallon of water, dummy.
Oh, wow.
You want to slow that process and let your body regenerate.
Were you just that thirsty? You said, fuck it, let me dig it.
Yeah, no, I was like cutting weight. So I was like, just chug,
Pellegrino sponsors the show, see? Put you in the corner, bro.
Drink your Pellegrino, boys.
Drink your Pellegrino. Hell yeah.
But yeah, second fight.
Wow.
Crazy time.
Does that bring you back, man?
It does.
Yeah?
It does.
Makes you want to go amateur again?
And then, nah, hell no. Go pro, boys. Go pro.
Hell yeah.
Get paid.
Oh, my God.
Good times.
Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not me.
No? That's another angel?
That's another
angel. Oh, that's right. I saw that one. You know what's funny is when I YouTubed you, there's a singer named Angel Ramirez.
Oh, really?
So I clicked on him. I'm like, that doesn't look like he's singing to a girl. I'm like,
good thing
he's a fighter and a freaking artist, right? He's a singer too.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you so much for letting me watch the fights, man.
Of course.
I know it's nostalgic for you, and you're like, whoa. And then now, when you were watching that, did you feel like you were there already? Because obviously that's you in the fight, but you're like, okay, you do remember every single move that happened that day?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
When I say it, I have to watch the video to bring me back to it.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because when you post it up, I'm like, it was such a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's almost 10 years ago.
Oh my God.
I got sidelined for a couple of years with injuries.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What, have you had any surgeries or anything
multiple surgeries?
Really?
Yeah.
Or what?
I was in camp to go pro in 2018, I believe.
Okay.
I tore my ACL, MCL, and meniscus.
Yep.
All three, pretty much blew out my knee.
Yeah.
And then when the doctor initially wanted to give me surgery, he said, hey, I can't do all ligaments at once. We have to do one by one.
Oh.
Because if I would have done all of them, I would have lost the range of motion in my leg. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be able to put my heel to my butt. He's like, you're going to be stuck at 90 degrees. You won't
so
be able to pull all the
do
way up.
one, let it heal. Do the other one, let it heal.
And
so
you're talking
a year?
I did the meniscus repair first.
Uh-huh.
That's a 6-month recovery.
Okay.
Then I did the MCL.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 8-month recovery.
Yeah.
Then I did the ACL. And it's another 9-month recovery.
Oh my God.
So one by one, just surgery after surgery after surgery, and have to wait.
No, I know. I tore my MCL a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
And that was at least 3.5 months.
Did you have surgery?
No.
No?
I just went. It was a tier 1 or level 1, whatever they call it.
Okay, yeah.
They're like, nah, just ice, rest, heat, elevate, blah, blah, blah.
PT.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I was in crutches, and then I was on a cane. And then Kim does physical therapy. Mm-hmm. So I did therapy with her, and then I'm fine now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she does. So after that, I'm still limited. You see what I'm saying? But then again, I'm not fighting anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What's one of the biggest lessons you've been taught in fighting? Did you discover something new about yourself, or you're like, you know what? Am I dumb for being this? Or you know what? I'm maturing, or I'm learning. I don't know. Give me a good lesson that you learned in fighting. And if you don't mind, I'll give you one. Discipline.
Yeah. Discipline.
There's a lot of discipline.
I've always been, I would say I've been disciplined since I was a young cat, because obviously, like I said, I grew up boxing.
Yeah.
I knew how disciplined you had to be.
Yeah.
I think it's the maturity part.
Is it?
Yeah, because
I'm thinking ice cream for some reason right now. Give me ice cream.
No, because I think the fact was when I was younger and I would lose, I would dwell over those losses.
Yeah.
I would let it just eat me alive, and it would suck just because, I let that dictate, my training, my mentality, how I ate that day, how my mood was.
Yeah.
And I've learned to kind of grow from that. And all right, I can't take this loss like a death in the family. You know, I got to take this as like, all right, this is a learning.
You were holding grudges against yourself.
Yeah.
And once again, not to bring up Nadine again, she said when she lost her first couple fights, she just like, nope, I'm good. I don't want to fight no more. I don't know if she said she went through a depression, but her mind just went.
Oh, I guess
you'll
feel it. You feel it.
Yeah.
But it's almost, man, it's almost like that sucky part of training camp, you know, where you're just like, I'm not feeling myself 100% today. Well, you still got to show up. You know? So I've learned to kind of grow through those feelings and those adversities, you know, and so I think that's where I learned a lot that fighting has brought me in, and it travels onto life.
Yeah, it does.
Because something can happen at work, and I could be like, fuck, man, like I just really don't want to work today. Oh, man, I really don't want to do the things I have to do today, and just kind of grow. And now, being a father, I can kind of coach and teach my kids how to go through those adversities.
How old are your children?
My son's 3, and my daughter's 5 months.
Oh, really? Yeah. Congratulations, brother.
Thank
Damn.
you. Yeah.
So you had a Christmas baby. No, before Christmas.
Before Christmas baby.
Yeah.
It was
a Halloween baby?
Halloween baby. No, she was born July 21st.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a while.
Jesus Christ, my wife's going to kill me. July 31st.
Yeah, Lisa, you better watch.
I love you, babe.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Cool. How was training camp for you? I mean, a lot of people say training camp sucks. They'd rather fight than go through training camp.
I love it.
You love training camp?
I love training camp.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it because of the diet or because you're already used to it? Like if I were to go to training camp and you said, Ruben, we're going to do training camp tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I would freaking hate it but you've been through them, I don't know, dozens of times already.
I can't, what I hate is injuries.
Yes.
I hate injuries. Injuries suck, but it's part of it.
Yeah.
I love training camp because I love the feeling after training.
Yeah.
I love it.
Really?
It's
a high.
It's almost a high, but it's almost like an escape, and you feel good after training.
Yes,
like you feel amazing.
Okay,
you know, that's just me. Maybe some people feel like that. I feel like you really do. Like just it gets you out of your head. You know, I there's nothing better than going in and training hard with your boys to all follow the same goals. You know, and I again, it's just the feeling afterwards where you're just kind of like, all right, now let's go eat.
Yeah,
let's go take a nap and then come back and do it again.
Right.
You know?
But the thing is, you're going through camp to fight. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're feeling good. You're feeling good. But what about the day of or the night before? You're like, okay, I'm kicking my body's ass because in the future I'm going to be kicking someone else's ass.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How does that feel? Like the day before? Okay, how long is a training camp?
A good training camp, 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yeah.
After that 8 weeks, and then let's just say today is Friday and tomorrow's your fight. What goes through your mind saying, okay, some people are going to get up, go to work. Some people are going to get up and go to breakfast. They're going to go, but you're going to get up to go to a battle.
Yeah.
You're going to get up to go to war. How does that feel? Or what goes through your head?
Happy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because now I get to have some fun.
So
everybody will tell you, training camp. I mean, I love training camp.
Yeah.
But sometimes training camp can suck. Like it's brutal because you know, coaches, you know, you're the freaking monkey in the middle. You're the one getting the rounds in. You're like, oh, you got to camp. You got to do the extra rounds. Oh, you got to stay after and do more sprints. You got to, you know, make sure you're getting your lifts on at night.
Yeah.
You know, so and make sure you're like doing all the right things.
Holy crap.
So there's some stress put into it.
Yeah, of course.
And then by fight week, you're like, now let's just get the zone.
I'd rather just get the fight over with, so I can go back to normal.
Yeah.
Well, there's some people like that, man.
You learn a lot of lessons from pain.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Since you were talking about, I love camp and all that, I thought about, and once again, I'm going back to our reference that we're in the military.
Yeah.
You know, when you go through boot camp, it's like, oh man, what did I get myself into? But now when you look back to it, you're like, shit, I'd go through boot camp again, no problem.
Money, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's exactly how it is. I would definitely do it again.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But anyway.
It's almost like you miss those old times, you know? You're like, oh, man, I miss being yelled at. or you just, I knew one time I had a really good squad. And we would piss off the drill sergeant just so he'd make us do push-ups.
Oh, you're one of those?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick...
One of the high speeds.
I'll tell you a quick story. We actually had, and I think I've said this story in the podcast, we had a recruit, because we call them recruits. You call them privates, right? Yeah, or we call them recruits. He shit himself.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? So we're on the range, and I'm shooting, right? We're in the prone position. Yeah. All of a sudden, I just hear...
You're lying.
And I'm like, is that my rifle? Because all you hear is... All of a sudden, I'm like laying there... what the hell is that smell? And then when the guy, the kid was like, drill, sir, this recruit just shit himself. He goes, well, what are you going to do in combat? You lay there. And he let him lay there in his freaking shit.
Oh, no.
And anyway,
it's a real life scenario.
It's real life,
right?
yeah,
real
absolutely.
Life
you can't stop war and just say, hey, I got to take a dump.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? But I got plenty of stories,
That's a good story.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Jeff and I, we go at it at stories, man. And I'm pretty sure you have some too, man. Hell yeah, man. Well... I don't know. Maybe next time you do a camp, man, invite me. I'll probably do a day.
I got you.
Hell yeah, man. Tell me, if you don't mind, tell me about your coaching. You coach a lot of youth, right?
Yeah. Shout out to Granite Hills Wrestling.
Granite Hills Wrestling. Yeah. What's going on?
Matter of fact, I actually brought you a gift.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's check it out. Woo. I like when people bring me gifts.
It's a shirt. It's a dry fit.
Yes.
Right? Granite Hills Wrestling.
Hell yeah.
You can wear it when you work out.
Hell yeah. Check it out, guys. Shout out. Is this a high school?
Yeah, it's a high school.
High school, Granite Hills. Sorry, guys, the camera's like backwards, so I'm trying to figure out. There it is, right there, Granite Hill. I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I'll be representing.
Yeah.
All right. I usually wear a small, but thank you for bringing a XX, right? Oh my God! Yeah,
I want you to grow into it. Okay?
There you go.
Start lifting.
Grow into. I gotta grow. I gotta be like Superman.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Well, thank you so much, man.
Of course, man. No problem.
I'll wear this proud, man. You don't have any merch, bro?
I do. Actually,
do you?
That's another thing.
Yeah.
I only had extra large for my fight t-shirts.
No, I wasn't trying to get merch from you, but since you have Superman and all that.
I do. I have I gotta find out the name again, where to buy it. Look it up real quick.
Yeah.
But no, I have some fight t-shirts available still. We call it Puncher's Chance.
Puncher's Chance?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Puncher's Chance still. He changed the name. I'm not sure if it's still Puncher's Chance. Let me see.
That's cool.
Nope. It's Fight Goods.
Fight Goods.
Yeah, roll with the punches, Fight Goods.
Is that one of your sponsors?
It's one of my sponsors.
Shout him out, man.
Shout out to Cooper. He made some fight shirts for me.
Okay.
Has all my sponsors on there. But
cool.
If you go to rollwiththepunches.com, you can order my shirt online. It's also on my Instagram.
Okay, cool.
So
hell yeah, I definitely want to do that.
Get a fight shirt.
Definitely want. You know what? I want to start like putting stuff, because this is really not fighter stuff. Mm-hmm. You can actually see I just have decor. These are all my watch boxes and everything. Yeah. But I want to slowly start putting MMA stuff. So.
Oh man, let me get you a shirt then. Definitely.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Or I might have to get a fight and get a belt so I can put my belt there. Right. That was my belt back in the day.
There you go.
You know what? I was looking at the belts. I can actually make one. A really nice one with the logo and all that, and just have it in the background. But I think it's like $2,000.
Man,
yeah. This show's not making any money right now, guys. So
soon enough.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not in it for the money. I'm just here to help.
No, and of course, again, I want to give a shout out to Ruben. Thank you for giving the platform to these guys.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely, man.
No, man,
absolutely.
You're giving us exposure, and the more exposure, the more opportunities we get. So thank you so much.
And then no disrespect to the fighters. I remember when we were at Henderson, we are talking about how I just want to give the I was going to say students for some reason, the fighters another platform, because a lot of these fighters are very introvert. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? You know, this is an industry. Yes, of course you have your skills in fighting, but you also you have to know how to speak. Yep. That makes sense, because promotions, maybe even UFC, they see, okay, this guy knows good. He's good on camera. He can talk. He can, talk crap. Yep. You see what I'm saying? And I wish more of the fighters were like that. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to slowly take out the fighters out of the shells, because we've had some fighters on here. They're like, okay, thank you. I said, dude, you gotta speak up, bro. You gotta speak up, especially you being a champ or whatever. Yeah. That makes sense. But absolutely, brother. No, absolutely. I do it. Like I said, I do this for free.
Again, you gotta have what does Dana White call it? The it factor.
The it factor.
That's going to make you money.
Yes,
for sure.
Absolutely.
I was telling you, you got to be a businessman as well.
Yes, you do.
One of the things about becoming a pro for you amateur guys is you got to learn how to be a businessman with getting sponsors. Because one of the things I hate doing is asking for money. Yeah. But you got to. That's something you got to have to do. You're going to have to talk to these sponsors and get some money put into your camp, because. I mean, I'm very grateful and lucky that I got some really good sponsors coming into pro, which is mostly family businesses that I got. So shout out to my sponsors. And most of the money I made was from my sponsors, not just from the fighter pay.
Got it.
But,
yeah. So, guys, make sure if somebody approaches you, if you guys have it, I mean, sponsor a fighter. You know, I think we're talking about with Nadine. You know, sponsor a fighter because flight, hotel, food. Sometimes you have to take your coaches with you. Gear. You see what I'm saying? That costs money, guys, and especially at the amateur level, these guys aren't getting paid. And
not only that, I know she said fighter medicals.
Oh, that's right, she did say
California fighter medicals are expensive.
Really? So is that for like your physical before you fight?
Yeah.
Got it.
So you got to do like a physical. You got to do an MRI.
Yeah.
You have to do eye dilation. You have to do a test with another doctor.
That's
like
just
a physical.
fight.
Yeah. Just a fight. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like honestly like a day off training too.
Yes.
Like because you can't do it on the weekends because they're not open.
Yeah.
And then you have to do blood work as well.
Got it. To make sure you're clean. Mm-hmm. What do they check for?
I think
HIV. HIV. Well, yeah. Sometimes you're bleeding.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to get someone with HIV blood on you. You know.
Yeah.
Like I think hepatitis too.
Hepatitis. Yeah. Holy crap! Make sure you're not pregnant.
No.
Because men can get pregnant now. Oh no, we stopped that. That's right. I forgot about that. You know what I'm trying to say here, right? What's your favorite part of training and the least favorite part of training?
Least favorite part?
Yeah, if you would have just said,
by far,
fucking
sprints.
I hate sprints. Yeah.
I hate it. Especially if coach, those who've been trained by Tony, tires.
Well, you're flipping tires?
No, you're dragging tires.
Oh, you're dragging tires. Are you get tied up or?
Put a freaking chest vest on, and then you're dragging a tire and you're sprinting with the tire.
Is that to build up your leg muscles or
no, leg muscles and cardio? Because you can sprint and obviously by you push you can get tired.
Yeah,
but that thing with like 2-3 sets in, it's exhausting.
Was it like a 4x4 tire?
No,
because I'd be using like the spare tire, the little donut.
This guy, honestly, it's like here's the tricky part. It's a little tire. But this freaking punk puts in sandbags.
Oh, got it.
So he puts in the sandbags
just
for you.
Punk
so
ass.
you think, I love you, coach.
Yeah, there you go.
But you think you're running and you're like, all right, this is not too bad. And then all of a sudden it just starts killing your legs and your lungs. And you're like, oh my God.
Wow.
And then he's like, all right, we have 4 more sets. I'm like,
oh, shit. Are you in camp right now?
No. Right now I am training just jiu-jitsu, and I'm working on getting these kids through wrestling season.
Got it.
So I'm back in the training room at Game Bread here, coming as soon as the season is done.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm running privates in the morning.
Okay.
And
what does that mean?
So I work with individual wrestlers.
Okay.
And just kind of,
Oh, just like personal training.
Yeah, just like personal training.
Got it.
Just kind of.
See, I'm trying to learn the lingo here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to do privates today. Yeah.
So working with privates kids in the morning and then before wrestling practice. And then sometimes I meet with some of the kids at nighttime. So
got it.
It's just really trying to get these kids to meet their goals.
Are these kids determined or are they something where their parents, okay, go see Angel?
Very.
Oh, that's good.
Very. So
that's good.
Like all these kids, man. Like we have 14 kids on our lineup right now. They're all dedicated, ready to meet their goals. And they're year-round wrestlers. They're not just, or multiple sport too.
Well, the young kid that, and sorry for calling you a kid, I am older than you. The one at Dan Henderson, he's part of Granite Hills?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
What's his name again?
David Daniels.
Man. He had a sick-ass shirt too.
Yeah, the machine.
His merch, man. His merch.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
He does wrestling. He'll get off wrestling. His dad will take him to jiu-jitsu, and then he does boxing. And not only that.
The same day.
And then he lifts in the morning on top of me meeting him in the morning to do a private.
Wow.
So you're talking, this kid's 14, 15 years old. He's 15 years old, and he's doing 6-7 hours of training a day.
Holy crap. I get home from work, and I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But then again, I'm older too, man. Yeah. That's my excuse, right? Kim's looking at this. I better see you on Monday, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What's the first thing you eat after a fight? Let's just say you went through camp 8 weeks, you won the fight. What's the first thing you do after they raise your hand? And what's the first thing?
So my coach likes to go to Olive Garden and like have breadsticks and pasta because it's high on carbs.
Yep.
I usually, what I've been like doing is, I don't know why, but I've been going back to like the same meal. I've been eating eggs with toast.
The day after your fight?
The day after weigh-ins.
Yeah.
So I go to a restaurant and have eggs and toast.
No, but as far as after the fight.
After the fight?
After the fight.
Sorry, I think so after weigh-ins.
Yeah.
No, after the fight, Same thing, pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza guy.
Everybody pizza, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There's a picture on my Instagram too after I won my first belt. I have a pizza suit. I put on a pizza suit and then ate a large pizza by myself.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now,
and I keep it simple, pepperoni pizza.
If you were to give me a crash course on your diet before a fight now, let's go before. Okay. What would you say your main meals are?
Eggs.
Eggs.
For sure.
Okay.
I would say a ham sandwich for the lunch.
So you eat the bread?
I do eat bread.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not too crazy on it. You need carbs, so to load up. And then for dinner, I like steak, potatoes, and avocado.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what you continue on?
Sometimes I'll switch it up. Like I'll switch out fish for the steak. I'll switch out a ham sandwich and just do like a peanut butter and jelly.
Got it.
And then I'll do instead of sometimes a sandwich, I'll do pasta. Yes. I definitely do pasta or like a spaghetti if I know the next session is going to be really, really hard, which is usually hard because it's a wrestling practice.
Yes. And you burn that off. Okay, got it. Got it. Now, is there any snacking you do in between?
Yeah, I'll have like a handful of almonds. Even at work sometimes, like I work night shift, so I'll like. And anybody who works in nursing, they know that everybody on nights love to eat. So I'll like have like a home.
So you're up all freaking night, and then you go back and train. And now obviously he's here at the podcast.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, kudos to you, man. Damn.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeff, and then one of the guys that actually got to saw, like I was telling you behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Jeff Peterson knows a lot of my behind the scenes because he lived with me. So he saw how many hours I worked in the week.
Yes.
And I would still show up to training. So guys that are like, oh, I don't have time to train. Oh, no excuses. Not saying anything to
Hey, he's talking shit about me. Did you hear that? I am.
And it's to me, it's like, no, man, no, you're just not disciplined. You gotta put that discipline in.
You know, the thing is, here's my excuse.
Kim's hearing.
Okay, Kim, I'll be there Monday. I get home late. I know there's no excuse, but sometimes I get home at 5:30. By the time I have dinner and all that, 6 o'clock. Training starts at 7. So the gym's literally 6 minutes from me. It could be across the street from my house. Okay, I'll go tomorrow. But you see what I'm saying? But then I look back and I'm like, oh, I don't feel good. Because what sucks is after you do the training, like you said earlier, we come back from boxing, I'm drenched in sweat. I'm like, oh, I feel good. Can't wait for it. But the day I miss a fight, boom, I'm done. That means I'm a fight, a training.
Yeah.
And you know what sucks is I broke my clavicle.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I actually broke it in boxing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So now it's like I'm limited. I can go hard, but then at the end of the training, I'm like, oh, shit, there's my shoulder again. So I'm limited.
And that's the crappy part.
Yeah. And then, it gets arthritic and all that. So I don't know, man. Eventually, what do you feel of, like fighters that don't work and all they do is train all day because, they still live at home with their parents or, they're
blessed.
They're blessed?
They're blessed.
Yeah. You ain't going to hate?
No, I'm not going to hate.
No.
Dude, they're following a dream.
Yeah.
If they're being lazy with it, and I'm not trying to bang on some fighters,
right
but I'm
like
saying
haters going hate, man.
I wish I was them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, I'm grateful for the way I came up. Every fighter's got, a different opportunity. And all I can tell to those guys that don't work, just kind of do train, and this is a full-time job.
Yeah.
Grind hard. Take
advantage of it. Yep. Take advantage of it because eventually your ass is going to have to work.
Yeah. Jorge Masvidal said something soon. Like he's like, train, eat, find some time to recover, but train some more, train, and hope it pays off.
Yeah,
that's
good.
That's what's going to take,
Yeah, absolutely. I just look because, obviously we have to work, we have mortgages, we have bills, and I'm like, what do I focus on? Do I focus on working hard and paying my mortgage, or do I work hard and worry about training? A lot of times, the mind is very strong. So a lot of times, that scale's like, you know what, let me work a little bit longer so I can get some extra money to, have the toys that I have. Whatever. Yeah. I don't know, man. Kim, please.
Being an adult, that's what it is.
That's what it is, man. But at the end of the day, relaxing at the end of the day, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Cigar. I took it to the backyard. It's like, oh, that's where I smoke my cigars, man. What's one of the things that like you needed to cut weight? Obviously there's sauna or... when I was in the Marine Corps, we had to make weight once a year.
Yeah.
For PT, for physical training. I was always 6-7 pounds overweight. So I used to do Epsom salt. Yeah. Drink that and all that chorro comes out. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know.
I don't know if you've ever done that before.
I have done Epsom salt.
Yeah,
I have taken dandelion.
Really?
Jeff taught me it. It's a little root pill that you take. It's a dandelion pill. It's all like natural flavors. And what it does is it helps you pee.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then if you're in like cold, like if you're in a hotel, turn the temperature to cold. It makes you want to pee, and it keeps your body working because your body's trying to keep warm.
Oh, but it's also sucking the water out of your body.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, so you can use that to cut weight.
Got it.
Or if another thing I did recently was, or I haven't actually done it a couple times, is slimming tea.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like black tea. You drink it, and it makes you just shit everything out.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. If you do that before night of, I've done that. Like night of, I've done the dandelion root, and it just gets everything out of your system, like poop, pee, and then you're empty. You got nothing in your stomach.
Shout out Granite Hills. Yeah. Oh man, I that's one thing I don't miss about the military is trying to make weight. I would pass all my physical fitness tests, but I always was at least 5 to 10 pounds over.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, shit. So I know how to cut weight. It's just, I did it out of desperation to pass. You see what I'm saying? Gotcha. Because like you, once I made weight, all right, you're good. You passed your physical training test. Pizza.
So I feel like sometimes that military like standard is a little weird because when I started gaining weight, and I wasn't like fat, I just started gaining muscle because I started lifting. Like I said, I was overweight. For my category group, it says I was overweight. And I was like, I forgot what they did. In the Army, it's different. They sign off on it saying, like, oh, he's not overweight. He's in shape. He's just bigger. Yeah. I forgot. I don't know if it's the same for the Marine Corps.
I can be overweight, but I would have to pass my physical fitness test in first class. And then I would have to be at 18% body fat. Okay. So let's say you got on the scale and it says, all right, man, you're 5 pounds overweight. Let me see your training score. Okay, you got a perfect physical fitness test. All right, we need to measure you.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So that's how towards the end, because they changed the regulation.
Yeah.
So now I didn't have to make weight. I just had to make sure I got a first class PFT and I was under the 18% body fat. And I was always at 18% for some mysterious way. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What's one of the advice that you would give? I know you're a coach. You teach at the high school.
Yeah.
But let's just say, and I'm pretty sure you've had this question asked for you before. Hey, coach, I want to be an MMA fighter. What would you tell that boy or that girl to start doing?
You're saying no experience at all? Like no MMA?
Let's just say one of your trainees.
Okay.
What would you say?
I would say.
What's the youngest?
The youngest in our team?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It might be David.
What is he? 11?
He's a freshman. Oh, the youngest kids?
Yes.
Let's see. Got Jet. Say Jet. Yeah, Jet Corella.
What would the age of that be?
He's a 6th grader, 7th grader.
So that would be 11?
11, yeah.
Okay, cool.
12. They say you want to come in and be an MMA fighter?
Yes. And if he sat down and he like seriously sat down with you and says, hey, coach, I want to be an MMA fighter. What would you tell me to do? And then I'm going to do it from now on. What would you do?
I would definitely say join a gym.
Okay.
Start taking kickboxing and boxing classes so you know how to strike. You start learning the fundamentals.
Yes.
And then slowly start to build up where the coach take you to sparring sessions and see how you do. And start in that route.
Would you ever train one of your guys? Let's say after high school.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for kids to come ask me.
Really? Oh, damn.
Yeah. But then again, I want them to first. My goal, hopefully, is my kids go wrestle in college.
Yes.
And you see a lot of wrestlers nowadays.
UCLA has a good wrestling team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. UCLA?
Yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't even know they had a wrestling team.
UCLA.
Yeah.
I don't know what other team.
Right now it's Penn State.
Iowa.
Hawkeyes. I'm a big Iowa guy.
Oh, got you. You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about the Sooners. That's Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Buckeyes. That's
Oklahoma. Matter of fact, the guy I fought, he's a Sooner.
He's a Sooner. Oh, hell yeah.
I think this thing's Boomer Sooner or something like that.
Boomer Sooner.
Sooner.
What did you say the apartments where you lived?
Petrie in El Cajon.
No, you said something. I'm from this park.
Oh, the Brook.
The Brook. Yeah, he's a Brook. and I think I've asked you this question again, but I'm just going to reformat it. What would you like better? Let's say if you can just stay amateur and still get paid pro, would you stay amateur? Or would you just pro is at a different level? I know it sounds like a dumb question, but...
No. For me, I'd want to be pro.
Really?
Because I'd want to compete against the best.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say.
And obviously your ultimate goal is what, UFC? Or
Yeah. I mean, now I'm older. Yeah. Obviously, it's really more of who can pay me the most.
Yes.
Really. I'm just being honest, just because I got a family of support.
Yeah.
You know, so if it's the UFC, we'll love it. You know, I not only do I get to fight for the biggest organization, but get paid to do it as well. But honestly, whoever picks me up, PFL is another good one.
PFL. Yeah. I think Jeff fought PFL.
Bellator.
But
sorry. Yeah, same thing. They're owned by the same people.
LFA.
LFA. Oh, LFA, yeah.
Yes, he fought LFA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually in a lot of training camps with him for LFA. Yeah.
So he was still fighting when you were or he was living with you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
No, matter of fact, so Jeff was the one that kind of introduced me to my coach now, Tony Palafox. I met Tony a while back ago, but he was kind of the one who influenced me to leave Alliance East to go to Victory, now San Diego Combat Academy. Yeah. Because back then, Jeff wasn't a coach. Jeff was a fighter.
Really?
Yeah. So it was like, really, it was just me and him training and me getting fights with him cornering me. And then...
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was just cornering you.
And just cornering me. Wow. He wasn't really a coach and not a full-time coach like he is now. Mm-hmm. You know, he is my manager now. Yeah. With Low Kick Combat Management.
Low Kick. What's up?
Yeah. So, because I trust him. You know, he knows my background.
He knows a lot of people.
He does.
He knows a lot of people.
He's very resourceful.
Yes, he is.
And, you know, because of him, I met my coach, you know, Tony Palafox. And then because of them, I both met Herman Tirado, who was another guy who gave me a lot of opportunities. Yes. So shout out to Herman. Yeah. And shout out to Tony. So
now, not to bring up bad news or bad vibes, but how did you feel when Alliance East just shut down?
I mean, I wasn't really.
You weren't there no more, right?
I wasn't there no more, but I wasn't sad. Yeah. Because that gym became Jeff's gym. Okay, gotcha. And I knew Jeff and somewhat what his vision is to do. Yes. And that's to train professional fighters. Absolutely. And I'm happy for him. Yeah. I'm so happy what it is now. Yeah. You know, and I'm happy that on his new adventure now, him becoming a coach. No, absolutely. So it's that I wasn't too sad that Alliance East closed down. Yeah. Because I knew now Jeff had total control of everything that was going on at that gym, and I knew what he wanted to become. And for me, without Valiant, this wouldn't be a platform. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. No, because he's the one that gets me the fighters. Yeah, yeah. He just texted me on Saturday. Hey, there's this other guy. Make sure you reach out to him. So I'll reach out to him, but like, hey, what's up? Like I did with you. Yeah. So I'm like, how do you find these people, bro? It's just he knows everyone. He knows everybody. He knows everyone. So hell yeah. So one of the things that I spoke to him a couple weeks ago is like, I want to have MouthGuardOut podcast in association with Low Kick. See what I'm saying? Okay, so eventually when it starts to blow up, or let's just say vice versa, this starts to blow up, I want to be like under that organization. Yeah. So now we can have Valiant, Low Kick, my MouthGuardOut podcast, and then whatever else, because we eventually want to grow together. Man, that's awesome. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so I don't know, man. I mean, again, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this because I love helping people. But it's just, you know, we got to start somewhere. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. And I see the determination in these fighters, and my goal here is to help them. What can I do to help? And this is how I can do it. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I wish I can. Thank you. This is a huge help. Absolutely. So, I wish I can pay the fighters, or even like for example, when I went to the Dan Henderson, I was there to support. Like next week, I'll be at Epic to support. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And hopefully networking. And you know who I want to meet? I want to meet Jason Stewart. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why I'm going there. Hopefully he can recognize me and. And I think I have... You trying to get him on the podcast? No, not really. Just kind of meet him? Just to meet him, okay. Just to say, hey, I thank you so much for the same thing for what you do, because he's been doing it for a while. Mm-hmm. But it's just, just pay respects. Yeah. I know who he is. I know what he looks like. As a matter of fact, he was at Dan Henderson's, but I'm not one, hey, how you doing, sir? I'm Ruben. Yeah. Oh, next time if we're there, I'll introduce you. He's a good guy. Yeah. He came and saw me. Uh-huh. I talked to him. Again, he's a good dude. Good. And then he was talking to Nasty Nate as well. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, if you don't mind, what I want to do now
is I want to get into subscriber questions. Okay. Like always, we post their pictures on social media and on YouTube, and it says, "Hey, I want to have Angel Superman Ramirez here. Ask your questions." And we had a couple people write in, more than a couple people, but we had people write in. So let's go into it. These are the subscriber questions. Now, one of the questions somebody asks is, "What is something people don't know about you?"
Do you guys know who?
Male stripper?
Try to make money.
There you go. OnlyFans?
Do you guys know who Hans Zimmer is?
Hans Zimmer?
Hans Zimmer. Is it Hans?
Hans
Zimmer?
Yeah.
All right, well, he makes music for movies.
Yes.
I listen to Hans Zimmer when I sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
It just puts you in a
sleep
state?
It's a sleep state, but also like there's that like thing where people, I like the background music of a movie sometimes because it makes the movie.
Yeah.
So sometimes I like visioning my own movie.
There you go.
With that music.
Okay, cool. Now, since this isn't a subscriber question, this is a fanboy question because it's me. If they were to make a movie of you, who would play you? Who would you want to play you?
Who?
Yeah. What actor?
Man, my family makes jokes all the time that I look like Will Smith.
Will Smith?
Will Smith.
Will Smith?
Will Smith.
Are you serious? No, not even close,
That's
man.
because I got big lips.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who?
That or Anthony Joshua. He's a boxer.
Oh, I know Anthony Joshua. Yeah, you just need a tan.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, he could probably play you. Idris Elba, or what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think a good person that can play you is Antonio Banderas.
I was going to say that.
Only because the Latino.
Latino.
Hell yeah,
You can speak English and Spanish.
Yes, man. Let's go to another subscriber question. Walk us through the process of having your mind ready for an event.
Okay.
Your mind. Because obviously your body's ready. You're ready. You went through training camp, but now that little
niche.
switch to turn on.
Trying to think of like maybe the night before or like the week of, because the week of, honestly, I'm like free minded.
Yeah.
Like I'm honestly zoned in to what I have to do, but I'm also like trying to enjoy like being with my family as much now. Back then it was more just watch movies and hang out.
Yeah.
But now like I've been so busy during training camp.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like enjoying the little things, hanging out with my son, hanging out with my wife, hanging out,
Wow.
The night of, honestly, like I do a couple things routine is I watch Gladiator.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell
I watch Gladiator, What You Do in Life echoes in eternity.
Yeah. What have you ever watched 300?
I always watch 300.
Really?
That's literally the next movie I was going to say. I watched 300. And then another good one that I like watching now recently, just because I'm older and I feel like I can kind of relate to him, is Cinderella Man.
Cinderella Man.
It's when he's a boxer. It's the same guy that plays Gladiator.
Oh, got it. Cool.
But I'll try to watch those movies and just kind of get amped up and pumped up for my fight.
Yeah.
I try to, like, with my mind, honestly, I try to be free as much as possible before going in. The time I zone in is when I arrive to the event.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, all right, try to keep my mind off the fight as much as possible until I get there.
Got it.
That's one of the things I try to do. I try to take my mind away because I'm going to get, you're going to show up and you're going to fight regardless.
Now, do you do any like self-meditating, or is that like a form of meditating for you?
That's like a form of meditating.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, I one of the things I like to do too is, here's a good one. Yeah.
Okay.
Before every fight, I have my mom pray for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I call her and she prays for me in Spanish.
Rosario?
Rosario. And I just,
That's rosary.
Yeah. And I try to, what that does, it just kind of like, it blesses me.
Yes.
Like
it puts you at peace.
One of the things I like that it does is I don't want to get injured.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. Let me go through battle. Let me go in there and, give a fight of the night. But I want to come out scot-free.
Really? Hell yeah. And that's now a tradition now.
It is a tradition.
Oh, hell
I've been doing this since my first fight.
What does your mom think about you fighting?
Hates it. She hates it. Yeah. She's like, I think she wishes I would have done modeling or something.
Yeah,
like
right. Yeah. Hell yeah, fucking Calvin Klein model and shit.
Look like Pretty Boy.
Oh my God, I told my mom just playing around one day. I said, Mom, if I ever had a boxing fight, would you go to my fight? She said no. Yeah. She goes, I wouldn't go to your fight. Yeah. Nope, sorry.
And I've been boxing a long time.
Yeah.
A lot of these parents, it's not for the faint of heart.
No.
They don't like to see their kid get punched.
It's the mothers, because the dads are like, chingatelo, güey, dale putazo.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Where the mom's like, oh.
Parte de la madre. And it's funny because my mom could not come to a boxing fight.
No.
Same thing. She could not. And
even as a kid.
Even as a kid. My mom could not do it.
Wow.
And then my wife now does not want our son to box. I just told her it's too bad,
Oh, man, Lisa.
But my mom came to my wrestling matches.
Yes. Well, that's different.
It's different. But
yeah.
In my head, she's crazy.
Yeah.
She goes berserk.
Wow.
And for all my brothers and sisters too, you should have seen her. She was nuts. But in my head, I was like,
she almost wanted to jump in.
Yeah.
Right?
And I was like, how
tag me.
Yeah. And now that I'm an adult, she comes to my fights.
Oh, that's
and
good.
I told her so she should have came to my boxing fights.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
she's allowed us one there.
Better late than never, man.
Yeah.
she I guess she needed to prove to herself that you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I get it, brother. I get it. it. Now, here's the next subscriber question. Why do you fight?
Because I love it.
Because you love it.
I love it. Yeah.
Really?
I don't do it for the money. That's kind of past.
Yeah.
I think I love the competition. I love the push. I love going in to practice and trying to make myself better.
Do you study your opponent?
I let my coach do it.
Okay.
More. He kind of looks up the videos and he kind of gives me pointers. So he'll look up my opponent depending on if he found the opponent for me.
Yeah.
Or if the promoter will send me hey, this is the guy's name.
Yes.
I'll look him up and then send him the videos.
Okay.
Because I let him do all the work. Yeah. Because if I do it myself, sometimes I kind of overthink things.
Yes.
And so he just kind of simplifies it for me.
Shit, you hear that?
And says, hey, he does this good. Mm-hmm. This is where you have to be.
Yeah.
This is where he sucks or he's weak at.
Yes.
We have to be here. And then
he likes doing this a lot. So when he does this, boom, you're already ready for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we like to play, play by play of scenarios of what can happen.
Now there's a part 2 to that same question. It says, you can do anything. Why be a fighter?
Why be a fighter?
Yeah. Why be a fighter?
Because it's hard.
Because it's hard.
It's hard.
It's challenging yourself.
It's very challenging.
Okay.
It's not easy to get up there in front of a bunch of people.
You heard that?
And fight,
Yeah.
It's what's his name? Caleb Plant. Shout out to Caleb Plant.
Yeah.
He said it. It's easy to be up here.
Yes.
No, sorry. It's not easy to be up here. It's easy to be up in those seats.
Yeah.
He said that when he fought Canelo.
Yeah.
No, he says it's not easy being up here. It's easy to be up in those seats.
Like when I watch boxing, I can oh dude, I can fucking kick his ass. But I'm in there. What is that called? When you're just talking shit. I don't know. It's like, oh, you should have hit him there. You should have hit him there. It's like, you get in here, motherfucker.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
You're a couch fighter.
The couch fighter. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a couch fighter, by the way. So
I texted my wife while we were at Dan Hendo's, and I told her, I said, I forgot how crazy fight fans are. Because the people in the, I'm sitting in the crowd when I was there to support my fighter.
Yes.
And just the shit people were saying.
Yeah.
I was like,
well,
what?
All due respect, the on my side they were booing your guy.
Yeah. Oh, because my guy was not. He was fighting their hometown kid.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah,
exactly it, man. Now, here's another question. It says it's just like in a third person. When is Angel's next fight? If you don't want to give it, that's fine. But
no, of course. Right now I'm in wrestling season with the kids.
Okay.
Soon as that's done, I'm getting right back into camp. So I'm hopefully show up maybe May or April. May or June.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully.
Is it going to be here or in Tijuana?
Wherever they take, where the opportunity lies.
Well, let me know if it's in Tijuana because I want to get some tacos while I'm there.
I got you.
I
got you. Yeah.
We'll have some tacos
That's
after.
my first fight. That's what we did.
Did you?
Yeah. Right after we went to go get some tacos.
Fuck yeah, dude. Now, I'm pretty sure you know this person. It says, will Esteban win state? Esteban, I got your question.
State champ, national champ, world champ. Whoa. You can put anything you put your mind to, kid.
Is he one of your...
He's one of my wrestlers.
One of your wrestlers. Hell yeah. I keep wanting to say kids,
Shout out to Esteban Sanchez.
Esteban Sanchez, you're on the podcast now. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. I think I asked you this question, but in a different format, but I'm just going to write it for respect to the person who wrote in. What is the hardest part of going from amateur to pro? Oh, no, I didn't ask you that question. What's the hardest part from going from amateur to pro?
Being a businessman.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Because, again, I hate asking for money.
Yeah.
But you have to learn to sell.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be able to do business with people.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing that you have to learn to do. And shout out to, you know, my mentors.
Yes.
You know, Herman Tirado, he taught me a lot on how to work business.
That was the guy that was on your corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Are these coaches still with you?
Yes.
Oh.
No, not all the coaches now. I have 2 new coaches. That actually, with the fight, we couldn't really upload. But you'd be able to see him in that fight.
Got it.
On the Fight Pass. But and then I believe the other one's on Lights Out. But it's Herman Tirado and Tony Palafox and Andy Burke. That's my corner now.
Andy Burke. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Let's see. Did you have any? Let me see. Do you have any moments where you thought maybe I should stick to amateur fights? Now that you're pro, you're like, man, back in the good old days, in amateurs.
No.
Now you're past that already.
I'm past that, and then I think it was mostly because my coaches were the ones that were like, hey, dude, I think it's time to go pro, and I know Jeff was one of them. Jeff was telling me like, no one really wanted to fight me here, especially in San Diego. Like this is the local scene.
Yes.
What my mistake was, I went to a lot of gyms to spar. And so a lot of guys knew who I was. You. Yeah. And, you know, like, here's a good story. I went to Alliance East was in Santee.
Yes.
The main gym was in 3rd and K back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I used to go and do a lot of camps with Jeff.
Okay.
With the pro team there.
Okay.
One day I get hit up by one of the coaches and say, hey, do you want to come and spar? We have a guy that needs work.
Okay.
I show up to spar. It's New Year's Day. And it was me and another Valiant fighter, or he doesn't fight no more, but he coaches, Mark Keene. We showed up to spar.
Yes, I know him. Yeah.
We showed up to spar a heavyweight. Keep in mind, at the time, I was like 185 pounds.
Yes. What was he, like 240?
No, he was 300 pounds.
300? Oh, shit.
300 pounds.
Andre the Giant.
And in my head, I showed up, and I'm like, I'm an amateur, and I got all these coaches, like, they're wanting me to spar. And I kind of like, this is the part where you kind of learn, like, okay, I'm just a body bag today, you know? Yeah. And I just told myself, well, I'm not going to say no. Like, I have all my coaches here. Yeah. I'm going to go spar this big fuck. And I get I get in the cage, and my dumb ass, like, forgets to wear headgear. So one of the other coaches, you know, comes and gets me. He's like, where's your fucking headgear? And he puts the headgear on me, and he's like, all right, I want you to move. This guy's like 16 years, like, pro boxer. Have a round with him, you know, ended up doing pretty good. Okay. And I get out of the cage. Yeah. And he's having like a round robin. He's in camp. Okay. So they're just wanting to give him bodies. Yeah. And there's a lot of guys that showed up.
A lot of cans, right?
Yeah, a lot of other guys that showed up. Yeah. And they're like, hey, Angel, we want you to work with this other guy. Yeah. And keep in mind, I was still with Jeff at the time. Okay. This was my other coach now that I'm with, Tony Palafox's fighter. And his name was Justin Jones. He fought in the UFC. I didn't know this when I sparred him. Really? Me and that dude went back-to-back wars. Really? Yeah. We had a crazy rounds, just going back-to-back, like just slugging it out, taking each other down. He actually submitted me like once with the guillotine, but I was like, get right back up and wanted to be in his face. Yeah. I just wanted to prove myself. Yeah. You know? And I got done, and one of the other guys was like, Are you a professional? I was like, no, I'm amateur. Oh. Like, I only have 2 fights. Yeah. He's like, that dude fights in the UFC. Yeah. So I was like, so it kind of put a perspective. I mean, in my head, I was kind of like upset, like that fucker submitted me. You know? Like, well, he's all, yeah. And but you didn't know he was. I didn't know he was in the UFC. Oh my god. And so this is how I met Tony. Tony had come over and talked to me for a little bit and asked me to work with his guys. But that just kind of put a perspective to Jeff and like a couple of the other guys, and we're like, yo, dude, like, we might want to get like another 1 or 2, and then it's time to go pro. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. The only reason it took so long to go pro is because I got hurt. Yes. That's about it. Yep. You did say that. All right. Let's go to another subscriber question. Do you ever doubt yourself before did you ever doubt yourself before your first pro fight? Before my first pro?
Yeah. You did?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I did.
I think it's somebody that knows you. That's why.
Maybe, yeah. I did just because I was hurt, and it took so long to come back. Yeah, and I think it was the beginning of training camp where I was just kind of like, man,
you had to get back on the horse.
What if I get hurt again?
Yep. Yeah,
you know, that was the biggest thing. Yeah, and so I kind of just
was that the MCL or is that
ACL? ACL. Yeah. Wow. I had just come back from 4-year layoff, pretty much. Like
that long?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
It was a long time.
Holy shit!
Because not only did I get hurt, I also got depressed. Well, so I did a lot of drinking, and I gained weight. So I had to. It took a lot. Like I had to get back in shape. Yes. I had to find the right camp, which I did. And so once I got started that camp, I was all set on the goal. All right, I'm coming back.
Wow. Yeah. Here's how do you know when it's time to quit your job and go full time in MMA? Obviously, the money has to be right.
No, money has to be right.
But if it's like one of those,
even then, you don't have to do it for the money. You can just choose like, all right, this is the time of the career. I think the biggest thing with me was I had a family to provide for. Yeah. So my option, that wasn't an option for me. Yeah. Yeah. Really, I think it's just
good questions, guys. Whoever wrote in, you got a lot of good questions. A good question. Yeah, these are like deep questions.
Wow. Even though, keep in mind, I love you, babe. Thank you. She did offer a couple times to go pro. To go full time and me quit my job and be a pro fighter.
And you were gonna
just be a pro fighter. Yeah.
Wow.
But growing up,
you hear that, babe? I'm gonna quit my job and go full time boxing because I don't want to work anymore. Right.
But as a man, I think growing up, my goal was just I got to provide.
Yeah, that's it. I think we're bred that way.
It was just so hard to just, all right, I'm going to quit. You're going to pay for everything and me just train.
It's.
I was offered that multiple times by my wife.
Yeah, but I think it's our culture. Mm-hmm. It's our culture to go out and provide. You see what I'm saying? Like, I might have to edit this out, but a lot of men now are becoming a bunch of little bitches now.
A bunch of bitches.
You see what I'm saying?
You can say it straight up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I see, oh, my wife does this and she does, but what do you do? Oh, I stay home and do what? Oh, nothing. I play video games. Yeah. I'm like, wow, what type of woman, wants that type of man? But I see your wife saying she sees something in you, and that's why she gave you the opportunity, baby. If you want, I need you to do full time. Mm-hmm. But for some reason in our mind, we're like, we can't do that. No, we can't do that. We can't.
I couldn't.
There's one thing of still living with your parents. Hey, mijo, do this, and don't worry about rent. Don't worry, we're going to cook for you. I want you to train. Yeah. But once again, you have your spouse that you married her for her to depend on you. Yeah, that makes sense. Especially now with your children. Yeah, that makes sense. So once again, I might have to edit out. Hell no, I'm not going to edit that out.
No, keep that. Keep it.
Hell yeah,
little bitch.
All right, I think this is the last question. Okay. Is do you still fight for fun, or does going pro make it feel more like a job?
Well, definitely it feels like a job, but it's a job that I love.
It's a career.
But again, I do it because the push. What it pushes me to be a better person.
Gotcha.
Right? I love the challenges. And I guess you could say it is fun. All that is being a better person. I love the whole aspect of fighting. It's not easy. Yeah. It's not easy. You can't just, if you take it light, you're not going to be very successful. And then not only that, but you're not even promised to win. You can go in there and get caught. Yeah. But what I love about it is I love the struggles that I go through. Got it. That's almost like what David Goggins talks about. Like why he takes himself there, because it's not easy. Like it falls back to don't be a bitch.
David Goggins, I haven't heard from him in a while. You see what I'm saying? He was always all over the internet.
He made his money.
That's probably what it is. He did a couple book deals, and it's like, all right, keep him quiet.
Maybe keep,
stop being a little bitch. Right? Stay hard. Yeah. Cool. Well, that was all the subscriber questions. There was more in there, but the thing is, I already asked you some of those questions. Yeah. So I just want to, reiterate. But if you don't mind, what I want to do now is I want to go into some rapid questions. These are just one answer. Boom, boom, boom. Quick. All right, quick. Here we go. Good. Here we go. Here goes the knockout questions. That was part of the rapid fire questions. Here we go. Right. Knockout or submission? Knockout. Worst part of training camp?
Sprints.
You said that earlier. Yeah. First thing you do after a fight?
Eat.
What's your cheat meal?
Pizza.
One fighter you never want to fight in the UFC.
Anyone.
You would fight anybody.
I would fight anybody.
Yeah, John Jones.
The money's right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it has to be if you're fighting him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funniest trash talker in MMA, even the UFC, MMA, whatever.
Funniest trash talker.
I say McGregor.
You know what? McGregor for sure. You know, it's funny because he doesn't speak good English.
Yeah.
But Islam's kind of funny.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah. Islam's kind of funny.
Islam?
Send him 2-3 years to Dagestan. They'll forget.
But you know what? He's more serious, but he's funny.
No, yeah, that's what I meant.
You
like,
he's
just like, because he comes out, he's so like straight faced when he says it. You know, I just tend to laugh because it's funny.
Send him to Dagestan.
Yeah. Send him to Dagestan.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, for sure. Goated, Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
He made me laugh a bunch of times.
Dude, especially for the McGregor. Did you see that boxing match, McGregor, when they did the press conferences?
No.
Those are funny as hell. Look them up, man.
Oh, you talking about with the UFC?
No, when he fought McGregor. Not McGregor. Floyd Mayweather.
Yes. I saw all the press conferences. So my wife's a big Conor McGregor fan.
Is she?
You know,
so is mine.
She's half Scottish, half Mexican.
Oh, cool.
She's where she's like, or has some Irish in there. But
got it.
Connor's fighting, she's full Irish.
Oh, hell yeah. My wife's Irish and German.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Let's see. Hardest puncher you ever faced?
Mark Keane.
No,
he's a sparring partner. He's not.
Yeah.
The guy I fought. Everyone I fought, no one that I can be like, oh man, that was crazy.
Oh, right.
No one that comes to mind.
Most overrated move in the MMA.
Overrated?
Yeah.
Overhand right.
Overhand right. Seatbelt for me, right? The seatbelt. I like Kimura.
You like Kimura?
Kimura, yeah. Okay. That's when you're almost breaking the arm, right?
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Darce?
No, there was another one that I keep hearing. I don't know. It's Kimura. All right. This is a weird one. What is the weirdest DM you've ever received from another fighter? I'm going to take you down.
Not a DM.
Superman. Or just a message.
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Just a message.
Oh, no. So my wife made a fighter profile for me. And I had, what's her name? Cyborg, the girl.
Are you serious?
She sent a kissy face on my page. Yeah.
Dang, I know who that is. Cyborg. Well, her husband's name's Cyborg too.
I think she's not married no more.
Oh, that's why, because she kept sending DMs.
But back in the day, she commented on one of my photos.
Yeah.
And said like the kissy face.
Oh,
man.
Like
the kissy emoji.
And
my wife was like, I'm not fighting that shit.
Hell yeah. You know what's funny is, somebody will send, like I say, a kissy face or a smile emoji.
Respect
cool.
to what she's done. But
okay, cool. But the wives would be like, why is she sending you? I'm like, it's just a fucking emoji. God damn. It's not like she sent me a naked picture of her. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. All respect to the ladies. What's your walkout song?
No Me Sé Rajar by Vicente Fernandez.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
You went old school.
Old school. So
hell yeah.
My uncle, he passed away. Rest in peace. He used to play that in the guitar when I was little.
And that's your walkout song?
That's my walkout song.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I wish we could play music in here, but YouTube will put it down. One word that describes your fight night nerves. One word. For me, it'd be
my nerves.
For me, it'd be diarrhea.
I was gonna say game on, but
game on. Okay, cool.
But it's nerves.
Nerves. Butterflies.
Vomit.
Yeah. Okay, good point. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Mine would be diarrhea. Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see.
Man, you got a chorro. What's going on?
Oh my god, man. Pre-fight meal.
Pre-fight meal.
It's gonna get faster now.
Eggs and avocado.
Eggs and avocado.
Yeah.
Favorite fighter?
Cain Velasquez.
I gotta look him up. Cain Velasquez, right?
Cain Velasquez.
I'll look him up.
Not? Oh, it's like in Spanish, Cain Velasquez.
Maybe that's why. Yeah. Well, I'm. What's it called? Maromero Pais, Hector Macho Camacho, Chavez, Fernando Vargas. Remember those guys? Mm-hmm. Old school guys. De La Hoya, Duran. That's the stuff that I started going at. This is why I like boxing.
I can go back too, dude.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Leonard. I
never watched those. I wasn't dude. Man. Well, the Mexican thing. You got to watch the Mexican fighter. Now it's Canelo. Yeah.
Jaime Munguia, he just got knocked out.
Munguia. He fought Canelo. He was 30-0, and then he lost to who else?
Mexico. Some other guy. He got dropped, and then he ended up losing.
That was recent.
I think he's fighting, doing a rematch with him again.
Yeah, Munguia. He's from Tijuana. He's from Tijuana.
David Benavidez, Vasil Lomachenko. I go on with boxes.
Yeah. What do you think of Triple G?
Right. Nightmare.
Hell yeah.
Matter of fact, my son loves his song.
Really?
Seven Nation Army.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'm gonna fight them off. Dum, dum, dum,
what about Bivol?
Should never lost that fight.
Yeah.
Should never lost that fight. Who's the guy he fought again? Benavidez?
Yes.
Not Benavidez. The other Russian guy. Benavidez?
Something like that.
Yeah. Bivol. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. Well, he fought...
it's the Soviet style. It's
absolutely.
Amazing. Yeah.
Striking or grappling?
Striking.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. You're a big coffee guy?
Big coffee guy.
Oh, hell yeah. I love coffee.
I became a coffee guy when I became a night shift guy.
Oh, you have to.
Yep.
You have to. Okay. Yep. Energy drinks or water?
Water.
You don't do Monsters or anything?
I do. I love them, but I hate the way I feel after.
Oh, I know.
I'm sluggish. Yep. I crash. Not all the time, but I hate the way I feel. I'd rather much drink water.
Hell yeah. I already asked you this question. I know you were going to say pizza or burgers, and you're going to say pizza.
Pizza.
Hell yeah. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
All
the
way.
What up, dog? Dog.
Hell yeah. You know what's funny is I had a cat for 18 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was my PTSD cat. So when I came back from I wasn't married, so I'd come home to an empty house. So they didn't prescribe it, but said you need an animal. And I said, okay, I'll get a dog. So nope, a cat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking hate cats. But 18 years later.
He's still a cat.
Yeah. But I love dogs. I've always had dogs.
Cats are good. I mean, I would say cats are good for like a house because you get rats.
There you go, right? Dream sponsorship deal.
Dream sponsorship deal?
Yes. If somebody said, hey, we're going to sponsor you, don't worry about working, we're going to pay for everything, who would it be?
Dos Equis.
Whoa, the beer.
Dos
wow.
Equis. Yeah.
Right? What is the most interesting man in the world?
Yeah.
I never drink, but when I do, it's Dos Equis. Hell yeah, really? But then if you do Dos Equis, you would have to fight in Mexico. Let's go.
Mexican.
Vámonos.
Take me over there. Not
Hell
Mexican,
yeah.
I was going to say, any matchmakers in Mexico.
Vámonos.
I'm your guy. Bring me down there.
Yeah. Do you drink?
I do.
Yeah. Well,
Is
that your drink of choice?
Occasionally.
Dos Equis?
Always Dos Equis.
I'm a Pacifico guy.
You're Pacifico?
I love Pacifico.
It's because of darker, right? Darker beer?
No, it's like a Corona.
It's like a Corona?
Yeah.
I can't do Corona.
Yeah. I used to do Coronas because it was like the new thing. But then I drank Pacifico and I'm like, wow, I love Pacifico.
Yeah. If it's not Dos Equis, I do Modelo.
Modelo's good. Modelo's good. Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, here we go.
Modelo time.
Modelo. Vámonos. Dos Equis. Do you like Tecate?
Sí. Yeah.
But do you like it with the lime in it?
Always.
Yeah.
It has to be a lime. Tecate is like your Mexican Coors Light.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's like the lower tier, but it's still
it's still pretty good.
Yeah,
it still fucks you up. Yes.
Hell yeah.
4 beers in, I'm done.
Here we go. LA Dodgers or San Diego Padres?
Don't even scratch that off. Just say San Diego Padres or San Diego Padres. Let's just
San Diego,
say that.
hell yeah. What about San Diego Chargers or LA Chargers?
San Diego Chargers.
Hell yeah.
All
man.
the way.
Everybody.
You know what? More of the guys I fight for, lights out. It's Sean
Merriman.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Sean Merriman.
Cool dude.
Hell yeah. All right. And I used to watch the Chargers when Junior Seau was there, Sean Merriman, Vincent Jackson.
Rest in peace, Junior Seau.
I know, man. Who else was there?
LaDainian
Drew Brees, LT.
LT, come on.
Yes. What was the other guy?
Lorenzo Neal.
I don't remember that one. I don't know who's calling me.
Lorenzo Neal was a fullback.
Got it.
Matter of fact, Lorenzo Neal wrestled.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Cool. What hurts more? I know you have children, okay? A leg kick or stepping on a Lego?
You know what? I lost all the nerves in my shins, so I'm going to say Lego.
A Lego. Hell yeah.
Sure. You know what? Yeah. If anybody puts in there, spiky dinosaur.
Spiky dinosaur.
One of those like little dinosaurs with the spikes on the top.
Yep. The Tyrannosaurus Rex.
My son loves dinosaurs, and I stepped on one of those one time, and like in between my toes, hurt so bad.
Oh my God. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And the last question we always ask, and this is one of the famous questions on the actual show.
Okay.
If you were to fight a Ninja Turtle, who would you fight and why? Ninja Turtles.
Oh, no. Not Michelangelo. He's the smart one.
You know what? I've got different reviews. I've heard Leonardo is the smart one.
No, yeah, you're right. Michelangelo's who?
Is the surfer guy, Cowabunga. He likes the pizza.
Oh, maybe. No.
Yeah.
No, okay, so Raphael, Michelangelo.
Donatello.
And who's the other one?
Leonardo.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say Donatello.
You would fight Donatello?
Donatello.
Is it because of his weapon or? Because so far Donatello's in the lead.
Donatello's what, the nunchucks?
No, Donatello's the staff. The big stick.
Then, yeah.
You would
Donatello,
fight it. Everybody always picks him.
Yeah.
He's
got a staff.
Yeah.
You want to fight the other guy with, what is it? The nunchucks, the sword, or what's it called?
The size?
Size.
I think Daniel Alvarez picked Raphael. I think he's the size.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but he's also bare knuckle fighter too.
That's true.
Would you ever think about doing bare knuckle?
Hell no. Hell no. Respectfully.
Much respect.
Respectfully to Nadine.
Yeah.
Respectfully to Danielle
Alvarez.
I don't think I could ever put my body through that. I mean, if they were like, hey, you want to come and make a couple of grand?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm down because, again, my background is mostly boxing.
Yeah.
You know,
would you be a can for 100,000?
I'm not a can of nobody.
But
if they were like, if I'm like, hey, you're going to fight this world champ.
Yeah.
100,000. Yeah, sounds like good money. I'm down.
Yeah. For 3 5-minute rounds.
3-5-minute rounds?
Yeah, that's what they are.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the champion says 5-5-minute rounds.
Oh, shit.
That's a lot of time, bro.
Oh, I mean.
Because you went from 2 minutes, honestly, 3 rounds to 5 minutes now, right?
Honestly, no.
No?
And it's not the fear of like getting knocked out. It's the fear of breaking something and not being the same.
Yeah, I just
because you're fucking hitting each other in the skull, and you're like, you could really mess up your hands.
You saw Nadine. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. She showed me that picture. I went like this.
She said she texted to like the group chat of the gym, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. And then her hair was all freaking different colors.
Yeah.
Respect. Bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah. We're talking millions, maybe.
But you know, the thing is, you did bare knuckle fighting when you were 7 years old, right?
Yeah.
That's bare knuckle right there.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. So hell yeah.
No, you're right.
So I'm sorry, Angel Superman, the bare knuckle fighter. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all the questions, brother.
Okay.
Did you want to give any shout outs to any sponsors or shout outs to anybody? By all means, go for it.
There's so many. Yeah, no, shout out. Biggest one of all is shout out to Granite Hills Wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Definitely. They've been like the backbone, and I love to coach there. I think we have a great group of kids always every year. You know, I hope to lead these kids to be great young men and women. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Granite Hills Wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Spearhead Construction, Mike Proctor Realty.
Okay.
All county taxes services. You know, if you need you need to do your taxes, hit them up.
Yep.
Trying to think of all my other ones.
I know there's probably a lot of them.
No, Roll with the Punches. If you want a t-shirt, go ahead and go to Roll with the Punches, fightgoods.com.
Yeah.
They have my fight shirts on there.
Okay.
That's where you can get it.
All right. I'll put that on here.
Yeah, let's see. Got all my guys here. Precision, if you guys need any, big trucks for any kind of construction work, they offer rentals. Hit them up.
Okay.
My coach, obviously, Tony Palafox Striking Systems. You want to get your hands right, get with Tony. Andy Burke Jiu-Jitsu, obviously my Jiu-Jitsu coach.
Yeah.
Real Fighter.
And that's Nadine's husband.
Yep. Real Fighter brand. They offer a lot of also gis, sweaters, shirts. Okay, hit them up. That's
cool.
Coach Herman Torrado's clothing brand.
Yes.
And then last but not least, my strength and conditioning coach, and he does a lot of workout programs for some of our kids, but Gorilla Vida, my younger brother.
Gorilla Vida.
He's a strength and conditioning coach for Union Baseball Systems.
Cool.
Yeah, so he runs most of my conditioning programs on the off season and then during season as well. And then he helps out a lot of the kids that I coach. He runs their strength and conditioning program.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Angel, for being here. I appreciate good stories. Also, subscribers, a lot of great questions that you guys submitted. But like always, guys, nobody leaves here empty-handed. Yeah. I do have a gift for you. And then since you brought me a gift, I guess it's good to exchange gifts. But
awesome.
One thing that I always do is I always give the fighters, since I was in the Marine Corps, I give them my dog tags. And as you see here, there's my rank right there. All right, so hang them, put them away. But if you want to read what's on there.
Fuck yeah. I was on the MouthGuard podcast.
Hosted by who?
Hosted by the Taylor.
Hosted by the Taylor, man.
I love it, brother.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. I know you guys say hua. We say oorah. So, hoa. Hoa. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just a little something of me, you know what I'm saying? Since, you see my wall up there. Yeah, no, so.
Thank you again. Thank you for
absolutely,
your service,
brother. Yeah. Absolutely.
Awesome.
No, thank you for your service. Now, because I gave you a gift, you have to give me a gift. Boom. You need to sign the table, brother.
I got you, brother.
So you can actually see there's a lot of champs on here. I know we're almost running out of room, but feel free to pick a spot.
God, you got some good guys on here,
I got some good ones, man. Let's see.
Right under the administrator.
There we go.
Gotcha. Right.
Where it all started.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You can move this out of the way.
Continue the legacy.
Hell yeah. Pellegrino, yeah. And then just put a month and year. So Feb of 2025. So Kim was my first signature on there. So you can see it's been a year. Awesome. What is February 2024.
Dang.
So this
almost
shows
a year.
Yeah.
Man, heck yeah.
So we've been on for a year, and like I said, we're just slowly and now the great thing about it is a lot of people are starting to reach out to us now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, wow. So which is good.
Heck yeah.
And then what I do is I filter them through Jeff. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Jeff, who's this Angel Ramirez guy?
You got to verify.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Exactly it. Angel Ramirez, he's a punk. Don't get him on the show. That's how he got you on the show too, man.
Well,
but
thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you, my man.
Absolutely, man. Good things, man. Good luck, brother. Good luck on. I know you got a camp coming up in a couple months.
You'll be there in my next fight.
Let me know. Let me know. I'll be there.
We'll do.
Now, as long as it's not in Tijuana, bro, because I don't want to take my cars out there, man.
Hey, you want some tacos? You said.
I know, but I'm gonna go in your car though.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. Does Uber go to TJ? Because I might have to take an Uber there.
Maybe.
Hell yeah.
Give them a little extra,
There you go, man. There you go. But again, man, thank you so much. God bless you. God bless your family.
God bless you.
And all I do is wish you good luck, brother.
Thank you.
Good luck, man. Thank you so much. Now, one thing we always do at the end of every episode is we face off.
Gotcha.
Just so I can say I faced off. Yeah, I faced off with that guy. I never fought him, but I did face off with him.
I got you.
All right, brother.
Let's get it. Of course.
Cool. Let's see. So we're going to do... We can just keep it low, and then we're gonna.
All right, right here.
So you can actually just see the stuff in your camera. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at yourself for 3 seconds, and then we'll look at the camera for 3 seconds.
Got it. Okay.
All right, here we go. Ready? You can frame yourself real quick, so you can see where it's.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's good right there.
Ready and go. And turn. Boom. All right, brother. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you so much, bro.
I appreciate it, brother. Hey, go ahead and put the mic on. Guys, once again, this is Ruben the Taylor from MouthGuardOut podcast. We just had Angel, Superman, Ramirez. Check him out, guys. Google him. Once again, we weren't able to see his UFC fight pass, but if you guys have the account, just look him up. Awesome fight. Awesome fight. Well, again, Angel, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
Peace.
See you guys. Peace.
Peace.